Hidden missile.
Advancing guard.
Foot dive.
All right, we are live, and yes, your feed did in fact go down.
I'll just give it to you again.
No problem, no problem. So just gonna. Oh, there you go, and you're back. You're back. Yes, sir. That's right. Technology. Yes, it's the best. Yes, it's the best. All right, so we are looking all right. Should be all good. We are good on the Twitches. We are also good on the YouTubes. All right. So, after grappling perpetually with technology, which is honestly, I mean, my fault more than anything else. A, for overcomplicating it, and B, for not giving us enough breathing room to do that. We are actually live. So, what is going on, lords and ladies, anyone who's out there might be listening back? Chrome Alchemist here, alongside the boys, the Mandem, the Marvel Mandem, but the podcast is formerly known as Marvel Mandem, and it is now known as Talkin Tokon. But the Marvel Mandem are still Talkin Tokon. So, I'm Chrome Alchemist, like I said, and I'm here alongside my partners in crime. If I go down, we all go down. We're all going to be on the witness stand. And
Speak
I
for
will.
yourself, bro.
What do you mean speaking for myself? All right, say no.
Speak for yourself, bro.
You saw
Man, tag me
nothing.
in.
That's it then. That's
I know we're
it.
talking
So
about tag games, but man, try to tag me in without
listen, give us
non-consensual
free.
tagging.
Give us free. Yeah, that's gonna be me up on the stand, bro. So
Damn right.
yes, I am gonna go to my right. In fact, so well, actually, technically, it's my left, isn't it? Because like that. But
I
to
still
my
got a
left,
black screen, so I don't know who's where.
you got a
what
black
direction.
screen. All right, don't worry.
Yeah, I got a black screen, bro. Both on my phone and on my browser.
Bro, listen. You see, technology is the
I
tech
don't
be
know if you can
teching.
see it, but
We got your
can
feet
you
in
see
the
my
screen.
screen?
I literally, yeah, I can see your screen and there's just black screen. Man is just enjoying film noir, bro. Just straight black screen. Madness. Listen, all right, shouts to Phantom Minium, that you know. So, to my esteemed left, right, which is not Charlie, is the man with the explosive intellect himself. C4IQ, say hi.
Going on.
Okay.
That was the most non-enthusiastic.
I
one.
know, right? Like, Vandam
gun
who's
to
there
your
could be
head,
like,
bro.
is he even, yeah, literally, right? Blink twice if you're like, okay. There you go.
I'm here to yap, not to be professional.
Man said I'm only here for the yappings, yeah, the yappage.
Yappings.
All right, fairs.
Yappings, no gassing.
All right, no gassing. And to below me, right? To the beneath, right? Not beneath in stature, nor in class, right? It is Earthbender Charlie himself. Charlie, say hi.
Greetings, greetings, salutations, blessings be upon you.
And listen, if you are here, that means you know what we're talking about. We are Talkin Tokon. This is episode 4. And more than Tokon, we are going to be talking danger, because danger's in the game. That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right. You all thought it was going to be Cyclops.
The mystical. We need the danger. Get on
I
the
know.
flow.
Get on the floor. That's right, because you thought it was going to be Cyclops. You thought it was going to be Gambit. You thought it was going to be all them, man. And Arxis said, nah, let's go for danger. Let's piss everybody off, except me. Probably one of 4 danger fans on planet Earth. So, we eating goods. So, I mean, obviously, we have had ourselves a state of play not too long ago, last couple of days. And there's been a massive response from that. You know, some a fallout. Others, you know, mostly happy. It depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for your favorite character, probably didn't find it. But if you're looking for changes to the game, we definitely do have that. So where are we going to start? Where would you gentlemen like to start?
Go, Charlie.
In regards to the reveal or danger specifically?
No. We can just go through the whole thing, really, because obviously State of Play happened a couple of days ago, like I said, and we got shown a whole trailer, what you're going to see to your bottom right, except for you, Charlie, because you can't see it. And you are obviously seeing the new characters, right? Magic was in the game, Danger was in the game, and Wolverine is also in the game, right? I'm sure almost everyone's happy with Wolverine. In fact, when our resident local Wolverine hater is even saying, man, that's a good redesign of Wolverine, then you know they're definitely doing something right. Am I right? Am I right, Mace?
Absolutely. Good. They Arxis don't miss when it comes to their imagination.
Their imagination. Yeah. I think sometimes some people think they sort of put the brakes on from time to time, but that's not what they've done this time. I can assure you that, boy. I'm looking at all these characters and I'm thinking inspired design as far as I'm concerned, right? There's some of them are a bit of a pastiche of different things. I mean, if you ask me, that's definitely what Danger is. But I'm mostly happy with pretty much everything I'm seeing, so it's all good. So yeah, I mean, listen, we can start with I guess we can go characters. No, in fact, let's go mechanics, and then we'll go characters. How about that? Right. So we saw a number of changes, right, in terms of the overall mechanics in the game. Obviously, there was a large fallout from the last beta. First beta, it was the best game ever. Second beta, it's the worst game ever. And now we've gotten this reveal where veering somewhere back to best game ever. It looks like from the responses, it's been mostly positive as far as mechanics go, right? I myself, I'm like 99% like, happy with those mechanics. I just think as you pull the threads of expanding the game like that, I think you may introduce other issues, which I'm going to go into later, right? So, I mean, obviously, right, one of the biggest things we've seen are the changes to the tag system, right? So, Mace, what are your thoughts on that? Because as of right now, from what we're seeing, right, we are seeing neutral assists during block strings and combos. And in the previous beta, we had seen neither of those being able to work in block strings or combos unless you jump cancel in the middle, right? So now you don't need to do that anymore. And it seems like you can, in fact, call most of your other assists and get the desired assist that you want instead of the generic lariat assist, which we had before. So what do you think of that, Mace? What's your thoughts?
So anticlimactic, I don't really care.
Interesting.
Sorry.
Okay.
There's something about it that I care about. But for the actual lariat assist, now you can do lariat assist, and it only seems that you can do the third slot. Well, sorry. In the trailer, it only shows the last slot doing the assist in block.
Agree.
It's the Kamala Khan where she does the dodge and then she does her anti-air on the ground, the spinning lariat.
Yeah, the orbital grudge super scroll move. Yeah.
Yeah. And the other one was Storm's. I thought Storm's level first slot was a hail into wind.
It was actually, so that is her first one. So, yeah, no, that is what it is. Yeah, because her second one, I think she. Yeah, it should be that because the second one is obviously the anti-air, and the third one I can't remember right now actually off the top of my head. I don't believe it's the Helen to win.
You know what? I'm bugging. No, I'm bugging. Her third slot assist was 2 tornadoes. Her air assist was hail. I'm an idiot.
Yeah. If you're jumping, you do the assist, you get the hail, right? Yeah. And then if you do it on the ground, you get the anti-air, and then if you get the horizontal, it's just like the wind, and then she blows it forward, right?
Yeah. So I don't mind because I think because you have the tech of like getting to neutral in combos to get your neutral assists, I think that was fine. I think that was cool enough. It kind of forced, maybe forced is not a good word, but it forced people to be creative in terms of how to get assists out. Yeah. Now it's just kind of given to you. I'm sure there's going to be a case of it costs more or there's more cooldown for doing the neutral assist instead of the lariat assist. What I don't like, which no one's ready to have a conversation about, is the call and assist in recovery frames. I actually don't think that's good for games.
Agree completely.
I agree. Think they need to make the window smaller. I don't want to get frame trapped by your assist because you're too bad at calling it at the right time. I'm tired of it.
Well, you know what's funny, right? You say it's been there for years in games, and I'm sure that's actually true, right? But for Marvel 3, right, which is the last sort of Japanese made, like Marvel vs. Capcom game, let's just say that, right? Because MVCI was American made. In that, right, if you're doing special moves, or, you know what I mean, you can't call assists while you're doing your special moves, right? So, but what you could do it during normals, you can do it during like neutral, all the rest of that. So now in this situation, it's like you effectively can call it whenever, right? It's just that it costs a resource. Now, from what I looked at in that footage, it looked like it costs exactly the same as the lariat. It just costs the same. Now,
yeah, that seems bad.
Yeah, so listen, that's why I'm saying, like, you pull the thread on some, and you sort of, you know, it unravels in little places here and there. Now, I personally. So here's how I feel about it, right? This is why I said there's some things that like I want to go into as well. Is that I think that makes the game more fun. However, in order to maintain that fun, you need proper defensive mechanics. Now, I think in terms of what they've done in terms of responses, right, to the fans, to the people who played it from the beta, it seems like they've actually listened, which honestly a lot of people would say is quite uncharacteristic for certain Japanese devs, at least in the past. But maybe now times have changed, and maybe now they're just updating, you know, how they feel. In fact, I would say that their responses have been even more attentive than Western devs, like when it comes to some fighting games, you know. But I just think that right now, right, we've had this conversation before, and I still maintain that you have a lot of offensive mechanics in this game. If you're trying to go for a significant defensive mechanic, right, in a Guilty Gear, in a Blaze Blue, in a 2x KO, you get burst, right? In this game, you don't have burst. You have an alpha counter, right? But in that alpha counter, if you get perfect parries, you lose your ability to use the assembly gauge, which means you're not going to be able to use anything like involving any of your assists. And once that is the case, right, people are going, and it's about what, about 10 seconds, 8 to 10 seconds. You can get mauled in those 8 to 10 seconds, especially considering the fact that your opponent is going to have access to all of their assists and you're going to have access to none. To me, right, like, I can see in no fashion how not even like a beginner player, maybe a beginner player, right? The two beginner players, maybe the other one can't perfect parry. Like, he hasn't got the sort of dexterity for perfect parry. But I think anything above that, you're just going to get mauled, I think. Like, of course, right, we do need to play the game again. Maybe there's, like, some nuances of that mechanic that I myself am not thinking of, and maybe you could bring to light. But as far as I'm concerned, I don't think it's strong enough, especially now that you've effectively given more assists, right? Because I think what's probably happened now with the lariat assist is the lariat assist, because it is still there for sure, because I've seen, like, I saw it like 2 or 3 times in those trailers, right? And it could well just be the anti-air assist that's been turned into lariat assist, because we've seen the first, we've seen the third, right? We haven't really seen the second in block strings or in combos. So that probably means that the lariat assist itself is still there, but it's rather than it being some sort of, like, I don't know, some sort of button hold, or, like, you know, now they've just effectively said, well, now you get, you know, various different, like, situations that you can create, which I think is a good idea, by the way, because I mean, anti-air assist, it depends on, like, the invulnerability. Some people might have been happy to sort of try and bait somebody out of the invulnerability of, like, a, you know, anti-air assist, but I think as of right now, I'm personally happy with that. So
I think it's bad if they get rid of the DP assist. That is the defensive mechanic.
In neutral, I absolutely agree. Yeah, I do agree.
Yeah, I don't think they should get rid of it. But like you said, you didn't see it in the trailer. I think the crossover thing, I think it is strong. I just think the downside is too much. I think the ability to negate hard to blockables, which is going to be tons of, where you just do a low, or you do a slow overhead, tag, go low, hard to blockable. You can cross over. Yeah, even if they counter your crossover, and you lose your team, you don't take a full combo. So
You don't.
I think that's fine, because if you did, imagine if you're playing any other, if you're playing like Street Fighter, if you do an EXDP, it's all or nothing. You either hit it or you lose because you get punished, right? But in this game, you can negate taking damage, but be at a massive disadvantage with your team. I think that's fine. I don't think it's good because, like you said, it's like 10 seconds. And then, yeah, you get hit one more time and then what you did made no difference. So I think they need to reduce the time on that you don't have your team assists available. But I think it's a very good defensive mechanic. I think it's very good.
I think that punishment is way too severe. I think like it really is gonna have to take like actual competitive play to see how consistently.
Sorry to butt in. Has that mechanic changed since? Okay.
Well, we haven't. Did we see it in the trailer?
We didn't see it in the trailer, but if they've made changes, then we don't know as of right now. Yeah. What they did say, right? The devs themselves did say apparently that they try to cram in as many changes that they have made as possible, and I have a feeling that would be a pretty major thing, right? They probably would have shown that, I imagine. So we're gonna have to see. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think that's like not something that got brought up a lot in the last beta crossover. I don't think most people talked about it.
They didn't.
I think it's very important, in especially in the first like round 1 and round 2, where you don't have free assembly gauge. When you use a crossover, I think is mega important. So
absolutely. Honestly, I think it's kind of make or break, because if you're gonna have that many, put it this way, right? You're saying you don't think it's that bad, right? And let's say I agree with you that it's still pretty strong. I still think largely, if you look at like the amount of moves that you have offensively, right? You can use assist offensively, sure, right? But offense, in terms of offense, right? Assists, tagging, assemble smash, what was the other one? The air one as well, where you can go through projectiles. Like, there's a bunch of things that you have in terms of like offense, right? And I think that in this type of game, right, the thing that you typically have in Marvel games, right, and as we know, right, this isn't a Marvel game, a Marvel versus Capcom game, but those games had largely had a formula that they have understood makes a lot of sense for the type of game that it is, right? If you're going to have assists, you're going to call assists during block, create these types of block strings in situations, then you're going to need some way to alleviate pressure fairly consistently, right? Even Guilty Gear games themselves, right? Even things like Barrier, IB, all these other types of things, right? This game currently doesn't have like most of that kind of stuff. So if you're going to end up with these types of situations now, where you have one option, right? The opponent knows you have one option, yeah? So when it comes down to that, it's really a case of how big that window is. If that window is large enough to be, consistent, it's not like the greatest of examples, but look at the way MVCI was, right? Where you get tag burst, right? Was it tag burst or tag crash, whatever it's called?
Yeah, tag crash.
Yeah, tag crash. And you can just hold the button down whenever you see it on reaction, and then you just like respond with a tag. Yeah. That largely, right, sort of, I mean, I'm sure it didn't mean that it was completely useless, but it still negated much of the sort of point of it, right, in terms of a defensive mechanic. Granted, there's other things, right? You have push block, you have etc. So it's not like the end of the world. But I think when this game is going to be doing some heavy reliance on that, maybe people aren't going to talk about it now, like you're saying, until we get in, way into either beta 3. I'd love to be, please, man, I'm greedy right now. Give me it. Yeah. Or release. People are just going to be like, yeah, like when it happens, people are going to be moaning. In a way, do I want to be like, let's have fun until, people stop having fun and they start saying, what the hell, man, like we need more defensive mechanics? Or shall we just like strike where the iron is hot and just like get some changes in now? In a way, I feel like you probably would do well to do that. Because I remember at the start of Exard, right, if you were playing Exard at all, like Blitz Shield, right? Blitz Shields launched with like, you could blitz physicals, but you couldn't do it with projectiles. And then once like you could do Like once they saw like I don't know people just like being brain dead with their sort of Oki, you know, including me, with Venom, right? And people were trying to blitz and it wouldn't work. They had to change that. They changed that within like months. So I don't know. I have a feeling they're going to change it, but you feel like you still say it's very strong. Well, I guess time will tell, right? Time will tell.
Strong with a massive downside, but not as bad as losing your character.
Yeah, I think that downside psychologically is going to do like bare psychic damage to whoever's going to be using it. Do you know what I'm saying? So
I'm probably battle hardened from Cross Tekken because Cross Tekken didn't have it, and it's the same concept. It's one health bar.
Right,
so,
right. I see. Yeah.
Block correctly or lose. That's just life in it. Battle hardened. I don't know what to say.
I hear it. Charlie, what do you think about that? Right. I mean, even as a sort of, if you're observing and maybe haven't gotten too much hands on, what are your thoughts on like what we're saying?
You guys are saying quite a lot, so I might need a primer on like which part specifically, like the crossover thing.
Yeah, so specifically the crossover, like the Africans.
I don't have any thoughts on the, because I thought we were mostly gonna like discuss like what we saw. So because we didn't really see any changes about crossover, I don't have any like anything to add really.
No problem.
Aside from what we spoke about last time as well.
Yeah, no problem. Well, in that case, we can. Because we can move on from that. Like, I would say, okay, well then we can move on to. I mean, like you had mentioned to me, right? You had said that Maximilian and others had mentioned this, right? Tagging becoming potentially 15 frames faster, right?
Yeah.
Big change.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, big change in terms of like being able to react, being able to create situations, all those other types of things. I think it seems like they've basically made it faster and faster from each showing of the game, right? Because beta 1, I believe it was at its slowest, and then beta 2 they made it faster, and then now they're making it faster again. So I mean,
yeah, I think that's quite necessary. I mean, probably maybe that's one of the changes they made they took from the feedback form.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people were not happy with the choppiness of the gameplay because of the consistent, freeze frames because of tags, and then not to mention the screen transitions and all of that. So I could even see a world where because not only does it get faster, but also the way that they did it in the animation. Because I saw Max, like he did the frame by frame breakdown, and in the what we've seen so far with the update, when the yellow soul thing transfers, Danger or the character that it's going into they start to move before the yellow thing actually hits the character model. Whereas before they wouldn't move until the yellow thing actually touched them, then you could move. So not only is it like faster in a frame sense, but the way that they visually made it faster as well. Like, so I think that's really handy.
No, 100%. What about you, Mace? Because I've been doing a lot of talking, brother. I've been monologuing.
I think it could be bad.
What's that?
I promise I'm not being a contrarian. When you
Listen,
have something like
do
a
it, bro.
fast tag, when you have something like a fast tag, it allows for sloppier play. You can be less precise, and because your tag is quicker, you can correct mistakes with less accuracy. So, and I think especially in tag games, you normally have like a freeze, like a screen freeze, to warn the person something's going to happen to you. Unless you're prepared, something's going to happen to you. And
During tag, though.
What's that?
During tag, though.
Yeah. In most tag games, when you tag and bring in another character, the screen freezes.
But like when I'm thinking of Marvel 3, and I don't like in Marvel 3 when you hard tag, it kind of does that. But when you're tagging, when you're doing like assists and stuff, or you're differentiating between assists and hard tagging.
Tag. When I say tag,
it means an active switch.
I don't class Marvel 3 as a tag game. That's like a team game.
Oh,
yeah. You're saying like active switch, like MVCI, right?
Yeah,
right.
Active switch, like MVCI or Cross Tekken, where when you're doing an attack, you can just bring your assist in neutral. Like Marvel 3, they did have hard tagging, and there was like recovery on the hard tag. And some people let you combo with it, I think, like Wesker and stuff. The problem is like if I've got you in a block string, and the hearts are blockables, right? I'm doing ABC, and then I'm doing a slow overhead with my point character. Then I tag. One, problem is normally with screen freezes, it eats someone's inputs. So the person on defense will lose an input if they pressed it at the same frame I pressed my tag. But on top of that, if I do the slow overhead with the point character, I come in with my new one and I go low. It's very hard for the defender to go, do I block the overhead first or the low first? And if you make it quicker, it's harder to judge which one to block first because there's more of a variable, if that makes sense. It makes it harder for the defender, but makes it easier for the offender.
Listen, you're talking to the tag team champ here, bruv. Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart, bruv. Hardy Boys himself, bruv. MVCI extraordinaire. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I take your, you know what I mean? I when I hear you talk, obviously you're going to be talking from, I'm going to be very interested because of the angle that you're taking as a result of it. Not that it makes it like more valuable, it just makes it like interesting that like, you know what I mean? We can have like the two different perspectives like that.
Everything I said has nothing to do with fun, though. I want to say that. I'm talking about...
Because I do think it makes it more fun. I do think it makes it more fun. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I like to do defense. So to me, it's not fun. But if you like offense, the tag being faster makes 100% makes sense why you think it's more fun. I agree that. I
think the change was most likely made mostly due to a pacing issue though as well, right? Like it's probably not just a matter of like what's better for the game like mechanically, but also just how it feels, how a match plays out, like texture wise, like the feeling of it, and how it feels to watch it as well. I think those things are probably included in the decision to like make it faster or slower.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I don't like a 2x KO tag. I like an indicator when a tag's happening. If you play with no audio, it's very hard to know when a tag's happening in 2x because without the loud clap, it's like a 50-50. So yeah, I get what you mean. As a spectator, it's probably way better. As a defender, it's not very fun. It's not very nice. But yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Well, also when you mention the fact that they also move, right? I can't remember when they move slightly. Is everyone still frozen even though they're moving slightly? Or is it a case of like
no, the gameplay continues.
Yeah. So in a way, I mean the fact that in a way, I guess the way what would be interesting to check, obviously, and this will be a case of once we actually get the game, is that while the soul is transferring and you start hitting that person, if you start hitting them and you punish them and then the soul transfers, is that a punish? Like a legit punish on their now point character? Because if that's the case, that actually means that they've given like some maybe a little bit of risk attached to active switch, if that's the case, which actually could be interesting in terms of, you know, what you're saying before, where it sort of is largely not going to be, you know, it mitigates a lot of risk, which I understand what you're saying, because a lot of like tag games where they do it very, very fast, it can do that for sure, right? And they try and do things like they put more recovery on, you know, depending on the move that you do and all the rest of that. So it's very possible that it could, in fact, have a little bit of risk attached. This is something that we won't really know. This is just what we can theorize and speculate, right? But I do think that largely, yeah, more fun, yes. And I'm down for fun, so, you know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm going to be full screen, you know what I mean, with Danger, so none of this means anything. Yeah.
And then when you're not, you'll be like, that C4 guy, maybe he was spitting. Hey, man, crossover and pray that you don't get hit again.
Crossover and pay. You mean crossover with the perfect parry, where I'm going to lose my assembly gauge and can't call assists, and then can't like I can't do it. I mean, I've already spooked myself out of it.
Second chance. But what's worse, taking the hard to blockable or getting another chance to block the hard to blockable?
Time will tell. So
there's people talking about having bursts in the game, and I'm like, I don't think it works. I don't think it works in this game.
So
I think it's too close to cross section. One health bar, with the whole team, and they've put like a hard combo limit. I don't think you need burst.
They've also they've softened, right? They softened the combo limiter. Before it was like very strict.
I heard that. I did hear about that. Yeah.
So now you can maybe do a little bit more. Yeah.
I think you also have health regen in the game, so
true.
I don't think you need burst. 3 rounds as well. Yeah.
The thing that's always important to remember as well when it comes to like bursts, right, is that because people ask to burst a lot in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and in that, I was always just like, okay, so what, you're gonna give Mori Doom burst, yeah? Is that how that works?
Yeah,
you're gonna give Phoenix like 2 bursts, yeah? Is that what you're gonna do? Like, it doesn't really work in that type of circumstance because of the assist that you're given. And honestly, right, when I'm looking at a character like Danger, in my mind, I'm thinking, cool. So now they're allowing me to do assists on block. I could be zoning and I could be calling some sort of like utility assist in the back that could be, I don't know. Who knows what they're going to do with like some of these unique assists? They could be like buffing your character. They could be healing you. It could be doing all kinds of things. We don't know, right? So it's probably best to sort of wait and see what's going on with like the rest of the assist types and what they're going to be doing with it, because something like burst, like you're saying, could be pretty risky. So, but yeah, there's we'll have to see. I think for now that's a net positive. I mean, Charlie also says that's a net positive. And you're saying more fun, but you're thinking what, net positive or net negative right now in terms of 15 frame faster tag?
Negative. It just makes the laid lariat better, and I think that's the worst thing in this game.
Yeah, lariat is.
I'm biased. I'm a shill for this game. I will never defend the laid lariat. I won't defend the laid assist in any game. It's corny.
Bro, like Spider-Man were doing the flip kick, and then like at the very end, we're just calling lariat, and then lariat comes up so fast, and it's just like. Yep. It ends up being almost more brain dead than some of these others. But with that said, right, the fact that now we can call these things on block and on hit, I tell you what, in my estimation, I think Doom's like was it Hammer of Dawn or whatever the hell it is? I think that's going to go up in people's. I think that's definitely going to go up in people's estimation, because before you had to call that in neutral and then create a situation to cover it, but now it just covers itself effectively. Just going to be interesting. But yeah. So, I mean, anything else that people have noticed? I mean, that was obviously the Assemble Super as well, right? What are your thoughts? Talk to me.
I hope it's a death move. I hope it's destroyed. I hope it's an insta-kill. Some people are throwing that idea. It's probably not, but I think it would be sick if it was.
That's a very, very good point, actually. I've never thought about it being a death move. Could be. Yeah.
It's probably not.
Wait. What do you mean? Like, you can...
Like an insta-kill, destroy it.
Even if you're 100% health and you get hit by it, you're done.
Destroyed. Like actual Guilty Gear destroyed.
It was memeing me. That's not a good idea, right?
I mean, I don't know. It might not be a good idea for like the health of the game or balance, but I think it would. Okay, the reason why I would vote for it is because I think if you got a super where all 4 Marvel superheroes are mashing you up, you should die. If it's just like a little bit more damage than a level 3, then at that point it's just, I think it's just flavor at that point. I don't think it really plays into, like, I think it could play into the design of the game more, and I think a way to do that would be to actually destroy the opponent, like straight up destroy it. But obviously, like in most games that have that, right, like you can't really, like outside of very situational circumstances, you can't really combo into it. But I guess we've already seen that in this game you can combo into it. So that's what I'm saying. It's probably not an instant death, but I think it would be sick if it was.
Charlie, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm picking up what you're putting down, as the Americans say.
God.
Nah, I think it makes a lot of sense. I don't think it. Maybe it's like circumstantially, it happens in the latter half of a round anyway because of what the cost is, maybe. But if you could, like, I don't know, build meter and then do it at the start of the round, it doesn't kill. It doesn't look like something that. It looks like a finisher. I actually agree with him. It does look like a finisher, and yeah, like I don't know. I think that honestly, I think he's right. I think Charlie's right. I actually do think you're right, and I think that might be what we see it be. Mm-hmm.
I have faith that it's not that.
You have faith.
I have faith.
What copium?
I agree. Canonically, that is what should happen. Mm-hmm. If you've got all 4 X-Men jumping you, bum rushing you, ganking you in mid lane, that's 100% you should be dead. The problem is,
you in mid lane.
If you get ganked, right, your jungler didn't put the walls up, and you get hit by all 4 characters. The actual problem is what the strongest strategy without playing the game, the meta will be: I win 2 games without spending bar, and on the 3rd game, I one-touch you. I literally do ABC super and kill you. That's the problem. The meta would be the problem. What I hope they're going to do is, instead of the damage thing, like I said, it does make sense. What they could do is it takes less meter to do the super. So the super does the same amount as it would without the team, right? Say it does the same amount as a level 2 or level 3 in this game, right? But it only costs you half of that. But it's the same damage. So the benefit of playing the whole team is that you have more meter because you're spending less doing your super. I think that would
But you're assuming that so I guess another question would be, are you guys assuming, or do you guys think that the assemble mechanic is only available when you play the cannon team? Because I'm pretty sure it's confirmed. Well, not confirmed, but I'm pretty sure you can do it with any mixture.
Then I would say it's just aesthetics then, right? It's just the look.
Yeah.
Well, it's the look, but I think as well, I think the damage is going to be largely the same no matter who you pick, but it's just how it looks.
Yeah.
But the damage, I think, is going to be higher than like... I think if you're doing... It has to be higher than level 3, and level 3s do a lot of damage in this game as of right now, right? So it has to be effectively like a level 4. Yeah. And if you're doing that, then you're going to be getting more damage as a result. And to me, that sounds like if you're not doing more damage, then it's probably just a level 3, but a finisher. I think the way Charlie described it, I very much agree with. Do you know what I'm saying? Basically,
because somebody in the Excalibur said that like it might end up it might just end up being like effectively a death move, because by the time you get it in the match, you're probably going to kill the opponent like with it anyway. So it might just end up being functionally. Like if it does a considerable amount more than a level 3, then it may just end up being that, but which is just without the death move attached to it.
Yeah,
does that make sense?
It could be a final round thing.
I want it to be destroyed.
I mean destroy. Yeah, true, because I mean destroyed is like to actually finish it.
Destroyed.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Somebody on Reddit was like they should like, if it is destroyed, it should delete the entire game, like not from your hard drive, but like it should, like, let's say
reset the game
in round 1. It should just be like, let's say there were 2 more rounds normally, but then you did the assemble super, it just deletes the game. Like you don't get the next rounds. You're actually destroyed. Like turbo destroyed. Like when at the end of the game where you get like the little icon to show that you won a round. Like when you do the assemble super, you just get 3 icons, and then the game it's just Exodia basically. That would be hilarious.
You know what, right? The other thing as well is like they were doing it at the end of a full assemble smash, right? Like they were calling everybody, and then they were doing the super. And actually, when I think about it, wasn't it before when you used to do multiples, you used to knock you in the air and then someone else comes and then knocks you back down? Was that what happened, or was that, because I can't remember? Let's have a look actually, because I'm gonna keep an eye on the bottom right screen, because
it was tied to assembly meter. It was tied to assembly meter.
But it's probably like you spend all the assembly meter and then you use all your meter, and then it's like it activates, right? So maybe that just happens like maybe it just happens regardless. It's actually hard to tell. But I'm still leaning more towards Charlie.
But it's probably not though, right? Because like if considering how we've seen it play out so far, it's always been at the tail end of a combo, and typically like death moves don't work that way. Like in any SNK game that's got a death move, it's just it's like a headache to combo. Like you can't really combo into it typically.
True.
So I highly, and especially for a game that they're probably trying to make it somewhat appealing to newer players and casuals, which is another topic that might become topical a bit later on. Like. It's more of a headcanon, hilarious. It would be funny if this was the case, but it's probably not.
Yeah. I mean, look, ultimately, I think, I mean, that's all really. I don't think I have much else to say on it. I still largely lean towards what you're saying, but I actually do hear the pitfalls in terms of like, potentially it doesn't, you either make it like a death move finisher, or you just make it like a special assembly like business.
Yeah.
The more we talk about it, the more I'm convinced it's like with the Tekken trailer when they said a whole bunch of buzzwords, like back to basics, more focused. I think this is maybe they didn't really like push the idea of it. I mean, they mentioned it, but I think it's just going to be like a Cappy Buck thing.
Yeah,
you just get a different animation with certain characters, which is cool. I wouldn't say it's a mechanical change, but it is an aesthetical change. I'll give him that. I just, yeah.
But everyone can do it, right? Whereas in Marvel Infinite, it was just Cappy? Was it just Cap and Bucky?
Well,
Or...
they did a special animation, but it was just if you had Bucky on your team, Cap would do X thing.
Right.
Without Bucky, he would do a different animation, but the moves did the same damage, I believe.
Yeah. It was just Unyielding Justice just was a different animation. I don't believe it's the same damage.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking in this game. It's like you have 3 random people from like no affiliations. They do it. They all zoom across the screen, smiling and grinning. They all do their level 1 after each other. Or you pick all X-Men and maybe they say a voice line which means something to the other character. But I don't think they're going to actually change the sequence of supers. I don't think they will. Maybe they'll surprise me.
Well, I think the giveaway is like the fact that when the supers are happening, there's a generic background, and even when like Storm activates it, there's like a kind of danger room kind of looking background that appears. And I think like usually when that happens, they do that so that whatever character is in that slot, their animation just plays out, and it doesn't interact with whoever. And then the ender, because in the trailer, Storm starts it, but she also ends it. Her pose, like, so it's probably whoever the leader is, whoever the first character that you chose is the character that does their special animation ender, but then the damage just is always going to be the same as whether it was these 4 characters or these other 4 characters.
It's funny that you say that, actually, because I was looking at it and I was thinking to myself, is that just like sort of trailer trickery that they just like made it look cooler than it was, or will it just be that they just all do this?
I think Storm's ending pose is like that's when the damage like that's what the KO screen would be if the enemy died during that part. That cool like anime hands cross pose that she did, that would probably be where they die. I don't think it was trailer magic.
All right, fair enough. It's not Killzone 2, bruv. You know what I'm saying? It's actually legit. So, all right then. Well, in that case, I think that's basically all the changes that I can think of, unless there's one that I may have missed. So we might as well just go into the characters now. Like, I mean, we could say the best till last, innit? Because danger.
I was saying Wolverine, yeah. Okay, so let's.
No. We'll start with Wolverine. So
No, let's not do that.
Let's not do that. What, you want to start with Magic?
Put some respect. Yeah, start with Magic, bro.
All right, put him in the middle. All right, cool. So we'll start with Magic. So,
yeah.
I mean, thoughts on Magic? Because I mean, from what I saw, like I have a lot to say in terms of like what I was seeing, but we obviously were discussing a lot of it, right? Because we were streaming and taking a look. So do you want to kick that one off?
Yeah. Do you want to go, Charlie?
Thoughts on Magic? Yeah, I think it's a good addition, good inclusion. Her being in Marvel Rivals as well. I think maybe they've seen a surge in popularity for the character, so that's part of the reason why they put her in. I like the tsundere anime, super anime eyes, face. I don't know much about the character, so can't really speak too much towards that a lot. But yeah, I thought she looks cool. I think there's some stuff about she summons a portal, and then like you put like a projectile through the portal, and then the projectile goes in and spits out somewhere else. She definitely looks like she's going to be having some quite saucy setups and interactions. So that's pretty sick, I think.
100%. Yeah. And basically, all you need to know is Sister of Colossus, Leona Rasputina, also has the keys to Limbo. That is her realm.
What does that mean?
Oh, Limbo. Limbo is. Well, I mean, she's like
Purgatory.
Yeah, Purgatory, effectively, right? She's like the ruler of Purgatory. She can like in other like games or whatever, right? She can also like summon demons to come out, but like in this, it seems like she's mostly switching over to her Dark Child form, which is like her install in this game. It looks like, and yeah, She's a cool character. She was part of the New Mutants, but you don't see her too much until recently. Like she just got that surge of popularity thanks to like Marvel Rivals, and it seems like maybe Marvel's making a push. So I'm interested, man. I'm more than happy that she's in this game. I think she's a very, very cool pick. They talked about making her like a mid-range type of character, right? I think her tools, her kit looks very interesting in the sense of, like we said, the Limbo portals, either she can go through them herself, or she can throw fireballs through them. I think throwing the fireballs through the limbo portal is going to be interesting in terms of like counter zoning potential, right? Because obviously you could get into like a fireball war or a clash in this game with other people who throw projectiles, and I wasn't able to fully work out the durability system in this game. I don't know if it was just like per hit or if it had like actual set durability. It seemed like it was some weird in between. But if literally the fireball's like going through a portal and then coming out the other side, it's like it doesn't even get a chance to clash with like things that the opponent might be throwing. Do you know what I'm saying? So I actually think that's pretty interesting. I think when she goes through those portals, maybe it's just like a canned like attack animation. I don't know if she can just do anything, but I just didn't really see anything other than that. So I think she looks cool. I think she looks cool. We're not going to just call her Dante function. She looks a bit more interesting. Do you know what I'm saying? And the Dark Child actually does look like a cool install, and I'm glad that we actually are getting like a, you know what I mean, a proper install as well. Because to me, and especially in a game like this, right? Even if you go back to again like a Marvel 3 or even an MVCI to some degree, but you had active tag in that game, like the situations you could create sometimes to continue, you know, a pressure string or a combo required you to spend meter, right? But in this game, you don't have to actually spend meter necessarily. You can just tag someone in and you can carry on the combo. But I think if you create some type of crazy situation with like a level 1 and then you like DHC maybe into an install, then you get like this, you know what I mean? Maybe almost like a stalking flare into, you know what I mean? Left, right, something crazy. Like for me, I think like what they've shown in all these characters expands like what we've seen so far quite a lot. So I'm more than happy in terms of what I've seen. Anything you want to add to that, Mace? What do you think? Like in terms of what you see in the character?
I think she's cool, interesting. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize that she was so not as well known. Mm-hmm. But then when I think about it, it's like, yeah, all the stuff that I've seen her in. Mm-hmm. She was like one of the first cards in Snap. She's in Midnight Suns, which kind of makes me sad that she's not with Ghost Rider. But it makes sense that she's with X-Men. It's kind of sad that she's not with Ghost Rider. Because I was thinking, I'm sure we're going to talk about this later, so I'll keep it brief. Ghost Rider represents like the mystic stuff in Marvel. Mm-hmm. So like magic, kind of the pantheons of like the gods and stuff, that sort of side. Yep. And she would fall underneath that with the whole limbo stuff. But they put her in X-Men. I think they could have put someone better and then put her with the mystic sides. But yeah, it's fine. It's cool. She looks interesting with the portals, like you said.
So Excalibur says, I hope her unique assist is a portal that other Chars can send projectiles through. That would be insane. It would actually be very insane.
What's mad about that? Mm-hmm. You know, remember that write-up I did about characters and who they should put in the game? Mm-hmm. I did that with Lockjaw. I said Lockjaw would be able to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Portals, and if you had a projectile character, they could throw something into his portal and it would come out somewhere else. So, yeah.
So, the, what you mean? Oh, Lockheed. You mean Lockheed, yeah? The little dragon or the... Oh, Lockjaw. Okay, okay.
Yeah, Lockjaw.
Oh, the dog. The Inhuman. The Inhuman. My bad. Yeah.
His literal job is to open portals for the Inhumans to get places, yeah.
So what are you saying, yeah? The Lockjaw fans in shambles. It's not going to happen now, yeah?
It's not going to happen now, yeah. He's got no niche. His niche is gone. The portal thing's done now, so he's not happening. It's But saying that, though, Spider-Man's in the game. They'll probably put Venom. So, you know, you can have two types of things.
Listen, knowing the way that these men have gone so far, they might put Gwenom in the game and just upset everybody. You know what I'm saying? Don't piss me off. They might do it, bro. They might do it. You never know.
Bro, if they could have... Actually, no, I'm going to say it. If they put Gwen or Miles before Venom, even on Black History Month, I'm going to be mad. I don't care, bro. There's no way you put Miles before Venom. I'm going to screw. Just don't do that.
Shout out to Black History Month, bro. That's why I got Wakanda in the background right now, bro. But
I know
but no, I hear you. I think I'm just interested to see what they do with a current tool set. The one last thing I'll say about Darkchild as well is that like her install is that we only saw the pillars while she was doing Darkchilds, and that was like covering the whole screen. So I'd be interested to know if the install is like maybe a set amount of moves, if it's time based, or if it's like both, maybe. There didn't seem to be like a UI that really told us, so we'll have to see when the time is right. And that kind of, leads me into the other characters as well, man. Wolverine. Yeah, Mr. Mid. Talk to me. What are you saying? What do you think? What do you think? God, Charlie, kick it off again, bro. What do you think of Wolverine right now?
I mean, it's basically Ryu, right? Like, it's the Ryu of the game, or something similar to that. There was no way he wasn't making it in. So I think, basically, to me, the way I see that trailer from the State of Play was just that we got 2 characters revealed rather than 3, because we all know that Wolverine was gonna be in that.
I
You know what
agree.
mean?
I agree. No, I think the thing that basically myself and Mace were thinking was a very interesting change, right? Because this was something we were always willing to concede, right? Even Mace as the resident Wolverine hater, yeah. Like, you know what I mean? The number one, right? Primero Espada hater, right? He was like, okay, if Arxis is going to do Wolverine, they'll do something potentially different, right? We might get some sort of spin on it. And while it's not a massive spin, it's like, as of right now, giving him like armor, making him more of a tank character by their own, description and admission, is actually quite interesting. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not the sort of rapid mauler character. Like, he's more of a sort of slower lumbering mauler character. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm pretty interested.
I think they had to go along those like they had to do something like making him a tank with some armor isn't like that crazy, but they had to do something, right? Had they just made him Berserker Claw, like super fast, like animalistic guy all over again, that would have been
the same thing. Yeah, I agree.
I disagree. I think most people would like that.
Oh, no. I agree with you. I think most people would like it. But yeah, from a design perspective.
I think from a creative standpoint, like when your developers taking a crack at a character that you've seen time and time again done in the same way, they're probably as creators, like, how can we put our mark on Wolverine? Like, what do we want to do to differentiate our Wolverine from all the other Wolverines we've seen, right? So I think that probably plays into it as well.
Agree, and I do think that's like largely on their minds. I feel like you can see it really, because they're not veering off too far, but they are just like, okay, here's how this character worked, but here are also the character's tools. Which one of these tools are interesting? What can we do now to tweak that tool to make a different character almost? I mean, Storm's a freaking grappler, for fuck's sake. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what is even going on? Like, she's like Rachel with a command. Well, yeah, Rachel didn't have a command grab. Rachel with a command grab. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's very, very interesting. The other thing that I had noticed, and I don't know if you noticed as well, Base, yeah, is that there's times where, let me see if you even see it here. No, you don't see it here. Where Wolverine flashes red, and I think he does his like berserker rage, right? You see it not in the like initial trailer, but in the parts where they're talking at the end. You see parts where he like flashes red and he does the combo and he's still like flashing red.
Yeah,
but it doesn't. The background doesn't flash black and white, so it doesn't seem to be like a metered install. My theory on that is that basically, as of right now, it's probably like a condition based, like sort of install situation where either maybe you do enough damage or you hit a certain type of move in his arsenal, and then maybe from that you get like the berserker rage thing, and then maybe you do extra damage or whatever else it might grant you. Do you know what I'm saying? That's kind of what I see as right now. I don't know what your thoughts are going to be on that. I think if you look on the bottom right, it will come up eventually.
Yeah, no, I've seen it.
By the way, so I'm blindly.
What, black screen?
Anything. Yeah.
Charlie can't see the trailer.
Yeah, I know why it is, but I have to tell you after stream. I think it's something about how you set up your quality settings. Because
man said I messed it all up, bruv.
Every other stream that I load shows except for yours.
Really?
Something to do with it. Yeah, we'll talk after.
All right, no problem.
But yeah, anything you're showing on screen, I can't see anything.
Bruv, I set this thing to 1440p. What is wrong with me, bruv? I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway.
Twitch has a thing where when you have certain qualities, like it locks out different regions depending on. Sometimes you have to stream at a lower setting to allow like all regions to watch. And I think you've set it in a way where it's locked out my region.
That is insane. All right, cool. I'll bear that in mind for next time.
Region locked content.
Actually, region locked, you know, man is NTSCJ is the closest, right? I mean, technically it's NTSCT, but, you know, it's all good.
Yeah, I was going to say with Wolverine, I said it on, I don't know what number, on one of the podcasts. Put Beast instead of Wolverine so you can have a tank version. I got what I wanted, bro. Well, I got the monkey paw.
True.
I said, I hope he has like a wall cling, like he can like dig his hands into real walls on the screen. I think the Berserker Slash thing probably has something to do. Well, not Berserker Slash because he doesn't have that. Like the scratch, the Reverie scratch stuff. If you do that a certain amount of times, it like builds up his rage and something will happen. I'm just happy they didn't make him generic cross up Berserker Slash.
Yeah, same.
And you know what? I could be wrong. They probably didn't show all these moves. If he has a cross up, I'm gonna be so sad. But if he doesn't have a cross up, I'll be happy. Just don't do the same thing as you do all the time.
He probably does have a cross. I bet he's got like a Leo White Fang thing, like from Guilty Gear, and he's doing some crazy shit like that.
I sleep if they
not like the back turn thing, but I can see him having the Berserker cross up thing, whatever it's called.
Yeah,
I think he's probably got high lows maybe rather than a cross up. I think they got high low.
If he has, I'd prefer a high low. If he has the cross up thing, then I agree with Charlie that they haven't done anything because I think Spider-Man is kind of like Spider-Man kind of has always done this. Kind of. They tweak little things like the web shots don't web you up; they just hit you. But he does just.
Yeah, you know. But you see, the Spider-Man thing is why I like. That's you see before what I was talking about. Like they look at the characters from before the legacy and they say, how can you make them different? It's like he still feels like Spider-Man. It's just that he feels like a different type of Spider-Man. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's what I mean with Wolverine. They actually took a different turn to be like he's a tank. He's never been a tank. He's always been like the low health pixie, like you can't react to me character. Now it's just like I need to react to you with my armor moves.
True. No, okay, yeah.
But his moveset probably looks similar to his old kit. I just think he wins in a different way. Well, that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping he wins in a different way.
I hear it. So look, I think I agree with much of that. Honestly, I think we talked on Wolverine far more than I thought we were going to. You know what I mean? I thought we were just gonna be like, yeah, man, it's Wolverine, bro. Anyway, like, you know what I'm saying? But we actually we did a bit of an unpack, which is interesting. You know what I'm saying? So Skylar Bebop also saying, what's it? You say definitely Magneto. He's talking about Magneto, yeah.
I think he was talking about how Wolverine's not as popular because he wasn't in Infinite, but no X-Men were in Infinite.
Yeah, no X-Men were in Infinite because it was like, that was mandated like by the corpos. They basically were trying to ice out like all of Marvel so they can like, it's X-Men, sorry, so they can buy it back from Sony, right? So I would say Wolverine is the Ryu of X-Men. I would say that. Yes.
I don't think he's the Ryu of Marvel, but he's definitely the Ryu of X-Men for sure. Whenever there's X-Men involved, the Wolverine's always there. Yeah.
In terms of his like ubiquity, but not in terms of like his tool set, because his tool, you could argue the Ryu of like those games should technically be Cyclops, right? I said the C word, bruv. You know what I'm saying? Like them are gonna start. They're gonna start descending from the heavens. Like, it's like, where's Cyclops? Where's Cyclops? Oh, this what's the socks?
Playstyle wise.
Yeah. You meant like a poster boy.
Yeah, the face. I agree. I agree as well.
Yeah, well, I think Wolverine's more important than Magneto to X-Men, the face of X-Men.
Magneto's gonna be DLC, man. Like, I'm sorry to say. For anyone who's waiting on Magneto, look, I'll tell you what, there's a chance that you could get Magneto in this game still, but I think in terms of the whole factions thing, I think they could just unveil him alongside maybe some Brotherhoods, because I think they'll probably just go Brotherhood, right? Because remember before we were talking about it would be cool if they did Magneto and the family, right? Like they could go Magneto, Wanda, Pietro, and Polaris, but Polaris technically isn't in the Brotherhood, right? So more in a bunch of other stuff. We can get into that one later on, right? I'm sure we'll talk about it.
You said family. Just do his family.
Yeah, you could
Bloodlines.
You could, but the way they were so specific with the unbreakable, right? Like they're like, okay, this is what we're going for. Like, yeah, you could do the family thing, but if there's no like official, maybe they're not trying to do that. Do you know what I'm saying? But we'll have to see.
I don't think they're going to be official. They're going to run out of teams way too quick. Way too quick. They're going to have to make up some madness. There's just too many. There's not enough teams to give that kind of variation. They're going to have to say like, maximum family, go assemble. Like they're just going to have to do some madness, bruv. Smart people attack.
Smart people, you know.
Smart people. That'll be sick.
Harvard.
Harvard.
I don't know. Yeah, go on. What you say, Jojo?
No, I was just memeing along with you.
Meme away, man. Meme away. Well, listen. I mean, look, we've got like say the best till last, right? The cream of the crop, the creme de la.
I didn't realize so many people were triggered about her inclusion. I didn't. I thought everyone was just like, "Oh, nice surprise, very deep cut. That's cool." But I'm seeing that there's a contingency of people that are like, "Nah, this is a wasted slot."
Listen, you know the Conor McGregor like meme. Who the fuck is that guy? Like that was most people, innit? Like when I say like all four like sort of Danger fans like cried out in unison, I mean like all four. Like that. No, like basically the character started in 2005 in Uncanny X-Men. I still remember going to the corner shop, picking that up, and being like, "What the hell? They're fighting the Danger Room. This is sick!" Like, and then you sort of didn't see her for a bit, and then she sort of came back as became like also part of the squad, and you know flits between like relevance. So it's a very very deep cut, and I honestly, based on what they I'll expose you, Maceo. Based on what they were saying to you, you know what I mean? Like they was like, oh, different timeline. You know what I'm saying? So if it's a different timeline and they, you know, I think that sort of sets people up for like, you're not going to get the typical stuff that you're used to. But that's a very deep cut. And I think what burns people the most, right, about a character like that is that it takes up an X-Men slot. And I'll be honest, man. When people say Marvel, they mean X-Men. And I'm so serious. They mean X-Men, Spider-Man. There you go. Yeah, they mean X-Men and Spider-Man. Yeah. They mean X-Men and Spider-Man. Like X-Men dwarfs everything so heavily in terms of popularity.
Although I think since the MCU's advent, though, I think you could probably add Cap and Iron Man to that list to the list of things that people mean when they say Marvel. They
definitely add them now and acknowledge their existence. You know what I'm saying? But previously, before that, it was like, like, do you know what I'm saying? They would like
put Hulk in there. Just Hulk though. Not
you could put Hulk. But
just Hulk.
Do you know what's funny, right? Do you know what's funny? Before the first Avengers movie came out, there were articles saying this thing is gonna flop because it's the B tier, like Marvel team. Yeah. They were like, there's no X-Men, there's no Spider-Man. Who cares? Do you know what I mean? Yep. And now
I was one of those people thinking that.
I didn't mind, man. I didn't mind. I didn't mind. Yeah. But I hear it though, because like we're saying, right? They're the most popular. So look, what I'm saying is 60,000 Cyclops fans are currently crying out saying this is the worst roster we've ever seen in our entire life. But what they don't, well, the thing is, right, the reality is with a character like Danger, people will say to themselves, look, just make Danger DLC. No one's going to buy a character like Danger. Unless you're a competitive player who's like just compelled to buy those types of characters or you like the playstyle, you're not going to buy a character like that. Business-wise, it doesn't make much sense. It's scummy to even think like that, but that is the truth. Like, Cyclops is going to like sell like hotcakes. Do you know what I mean? Certain characters are just going to sell like hotcakes, and that's why you're better off just keeping them, being like, guaranteed these guys are going to buy this thing. No one's going to buy like, you know, any of these others. Danger and...
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Whoever else we're going to be having next. So, yeah, that's my take on it. But, listen, Danger, as far as that character goes, video coming out later today. Breakdown on Danger. Yeah. And, listen, I think she's, like, a very interesting pastiche of Arx's characters, right? She's... And Marvel vs. Capcom characters. She's, like, Eno... meets Morrigan, meets New 13, right? In like quite interesting ways. Like the movement is kind of Eno-ish. Like even the button she does, right? The dash into the kick is like very, very Eno-ish, right? The drill downwards is very like old school Morrigan, even before like the later Marvel vs. Capcoms. Like, and obviously the floating mines is like, you could think is more like a sort of new 13. Of course, the way that those things move and the way they interact is like, as far as I can see, they're more about enhancing or adjust, like modifying the projectiles you throw at them, right? So you throw like your beam, and then it hits one of the mines, and then it will just bounce towards like wherever. It will do some tracking towards wherever the enemy is. So that's why when you saw in the trailer, like you see Magic go through the portal, but then like Danger's already actually shot the beam, and then it just comes back, it bounces back, and it combo breaks, which is very toxic, but I'm here for it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, season 1, I'm here, bro. I'm trying to scam. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even. Yeah. I was gonna demonize a whole region of people. Let's not do that. Anyway, so I actually think I like a lot what she's doing. I like how unapologetic they are with a Zona like that. Shout out to Excalibur in the chat. I mean, last time we played, right, he was playing Iron Man and he was zoning. Like, if you know Excalibur, that guy is like, before probably Strive, has never zoned in his life, which is insane to see. But he was actually against someone like Storm. I was like, oh wow, I'm actually getting zoned. And in a game like this, and you know, in the year of our Lord 2026, I'm thinking zoning's not going to be happening. But they've literally said from the start, this is a zoner, obstacle course, you're going to get frustrated. Fantastic. I'm glad that they're actually keeping those archetypes alive, because I was largely thinking those characters are pretty gone. Do you know what I'm saying? So,
to be fair, I think Arxis is one of the developers that have been consistent with keeping those archetypes. Like in all of their games, they've got at least 1 or 2 characters that do that.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, especially in Guilty Gear and yeah. So I think, yeah, I guess I'm saying I'm not surprised that I'm surprised that this early on they've shown one. Oh, Wolfley disagrees.
So I'm gonna expand a bit. He was gonna say what his thoughts are, right? I'm gonna interpret a little bit of it, right? I think so DBFZ, I think zoning was largely pretty weak for a good portion of that game, probably the vast majority of it. Later on, it became something that they buffed a bit more. But their design philosophy on that game was quite specific, and they even told you from the start, right? They said, hey, here's, and this isn't even should say it disparaging, because this is literally what the producer was saying. It was like, we want this to be an entry level, beginner friendly fighting game, right? And it was crazy that she said this before the game came out. She goes, we hope that once you play this, you go and play like proper fighting games, like more sophisticated fighting games. What they did from seasons 1 to 4 is they sort of fed you the proper fighting game piecemeal, until eventually in the later seasons it became, well, to some people it's like Bride of Frankenstein. It's a hot mess, but like it was more in line with what they previously made than like at the start. And in Strive, I think people would again say the same thing. The reason why I'm gonna hold my tongue, even though I do largely agree, is that a character like Asuka is just like, what is going on? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that actually largely looks like a type of like Arxis character. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm sure Wolfley will you know drop her.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe DBFC is like the anomaly.
Wait, Charlie. I disagree with that. I think your statement was about they put zoners in the game. They did. They put freezer in the game. Whether it was strong or not is a different question.
I mean, zoning in that game is not, like, at least at the start, was not real as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, but they put a zoner character in the game. I think that was Charlie's point. They always put that archetype in the game.
Yeah,
but okay, if that's your point, fair enough, right? My response would be that archetype is always going to be in the game, but it's about how relevant and how strong they actually become, right? Even if you look at and this will be something that you can probably push back on a bit more, right? Because this is not a game that I myself have really been playing like that. But Street Fighter 6, right? So you've got Guile, so fair enough, right? But if you look at like a JP, or you even look at Sagat, it's like you've got zoners, but they still largely follow the spirit of the way that game flows, right? Like, it's, or even think about Dalsim in 5. It's like Dalsim in 5 at the start was largely trying to be a lot more aggressive, which actually, you know, is more in line with like an ST, like an older Dalsim, in truth be told, right? But it was like, it felt like the games were still being more tailored towards aggression. and less towards like, so it's like the archetypes are there in name only as opposed to being like more so, oh my days, shout out to Bobby, sorry. So like more so name only than like in terms of effectiveness. Do you know what I'm saying? Like actual proper representation. That's the way I've always felt about it. I've been saying for a while
in regards to SF6 right now, or
SF6, but also I felt like Arxis was largely going that direction. It's only maybe now in like the latter stages of like Strive that I'm starting to like think, okay, maybe they're trying to walk that one back, and maybe the last like stages also of DBFC, because you know zoning in with Frieza in that game at the start was just like yeah, he's a zoner, right? But it's like largely in terms of the way that the game works, and most of the time it comes with like how you're tailoring the subsystems or the mechanics, right? Chip damage is nowhere near as relevant as it once was. That is like one of the sort of cornerstones of being a zoner, because ultimately in most fighting games it's about pressure, right? Whether it's pressure up close or pressure afar, and it's about impairing that decision making. Chip impairs that decision making by giving you a timer, but when you're actually just getting zoned and there's effectively no real, I'm not going to say there's no reward, right, but there's diminished rewards, that means that decision making is nowhere near as impaired as it once was. So like, I think that the zoners have existed, but I think largely in terms of how they are represented in like either the meta or how the game actually houses them, I don't think it really is nowhere near as like relevant as they once were, at least in like current games. But now I think that the way I look at this now, I'm quite interested to see how this is going to pan out, because this looks much more unapologetic in terms of this is like a full-on zoner. Do you know what I'm saying? That's my thought.
I think what's going to happen is just Danger and maybe one other character is going to be the game's dedicated zoner. Whether they are effective in the game or not is a different conversation. But they will put them there to satisfy the niche or the slot, and then that will be that. Like, I don't think this means that they're going to be fully committed to making zoning strong again, like some MAGA Trump type shit, right? Like I just think similar to the whole charge character conversation, I think it's a similar thing where there'll just be a character that does charge, maybe one or two, and then that's it. But for the most part, the developers seem to be mostly not trying to keep the archetype alive in the sense of them being like super duper competitively powerful. I could be wrong on that, but I basically I'm saying I don't think Danger's introduction means that we're going to be getting a whole treasure trove of zoners now.
I don't think you need a treasure trove of zoners. It's more so about like how they interact with the game themselves, in my opinion. So like if I look at for me, right, it's like the tool set that I see her have right now. Obviously I've not myself touched her, right? So maybe as I get hands on, it could lean more towards you and I say, hey, this was really only in sort of name only, or aesthetically it looked like it was much more effective than it was. But when I look at these tools look by design quite frustrating to deal with in a way that's not like the standard, you know what I mean, zoner archetype. It feels much more in line with an older Arxis. Do you know what I mean? That's why I like even the New 13 comparisons. New 13 is a fucked up character. That character low-key shouldn't have even existed, and I'm saying that as someone who loves zoning. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah. If Wolfie says they will, so just to, okay, so wait, let me just to go back a little bit, right? So Bobby said something, and also Wolfie. So Bobby said with 4 characters each, I feel like the chance that someone has a character that can zone break will be higher, more so that all characters share HP. Yeah, and also Wolfie says they will add zoners and Happy Chaos is probably an outlier, but they shut that down quickly. Zoning just doesn't seem very viable in Arxis games post DBFC. Honestly, Exard didn't have much in the way of strong zoning. Yeah. I mean, Guilty Gear games, I guess, ultimately have always been about aggression anyway, right? I mean, negative penalty is literally a thing for a reason. But yeah, for me, it's like, even if it's like a zoning in the sense of like creating, like in the way I just even talked about SF6, right? Even if it's a zoning in the sense of like, I could then create like this sort of pressure situation that I'm gonna end up mixing you up, I'm not opposed to that. But I think as of right now, the way that they've even advertised the character is like, the other person standing full screen and like they're trying to do something and they're just getting stifled a lot. So they believe that they're creating that character. It's just a case of how that will actually pan out. But yeah, those are my things because I've been waffling a lot in it. I've been monologuing. So if you guys want to chime in, feel free.
Well,
I'll
Seafood
go
didn't give
quickly.
his thoughts yet. So.
Go ahead.
Cheers. Yeah, quickly. I think we're probably looking at zoning incorrectly. Zoning is like a strategy. It's not a win condition. If you go to like Guilty Gear, if you're Venom, you can zone pot.
Correct.
Like no one's gonna dispute that. You can try, flick that back, but for the most part, pot is getting zoned. But you can't zone everyone. Not everyone gets zoned. So when we're saying like zoning isn't viable, like you said, you have to look at the game. The reason zoning was hard in Dragon Ball is because of Super Dash. But you could zone. You just have to be way better than your opponent, and that's normally not worth it. You have to zone and be ready to 2H a Super Dash, which is stressful. The best thing to do is zone, make them block, and then get in and apply pressure. You don't just do the chip damage and then go back to the playstyle because it's too hard. So I'd say with like zoning, I think danger's a case of here you can zone and then when you get the hit you tag because that's what tag games do. Thinking of like MVCI, week 2 of the game, people are saying Hawkeye's trash.
Garbage. Yep. And I was one of those people.
Not just zoners, Hawkeye, because you can reflect all of his projections.
I was
now,
one of those
if
people.
you look at a tier list,
he's like top 10.
now you look at the tier list, he's like top 10. Well, maybe top 15, but he's up there because you can do that. But eventually, if you get clipped by one, if you miss time of that, or you do the arrows that you can't reflect, he can zone. And you don't zone for the whole match. You zone enough to frustrate someone and get the hit. So in a tag game or in a game like this, zoning isn't the win condition. It's a way to get a hit.
Well, that's no, I don't disagree with you. Zoning itself is multifaceted. Like when I talk about zoning in the way that I was talking about, it's more in a traditional 1v1 fighter, right? That's where that pressure is created.
Street Fighter example, yeah.
Exactly. But what you've just said, right, is a very good point because that's why I'm saying like I'm happy for it to be like create this frustrating situation that you're not going to want to sit in forever because it may create a situation where you get mixed up, right? That in itself is also the pressure, which can lead to diminished decision making. So I'm more than happy for that to be the case if that ends up being the case. I think tagging being sort of faster and effective as it is, I think the way the DHCs and everything else seems to be working, I think we've got a lot of different avenues to potentially attack this from, which is why I'm quite optimistic about a character like Danger. Do you know what I'm saying? I think
one more thing I want to add real quick.
Go ahead.
The nerdy shit is in the trailer. Danger says, "I'm the last part of the Shia
Empire.
Last remnant."
So I
think it's going to be crucial to the story plot, and that's probably more of a reason they put her in because when I looked her up, there was a timeline where her and Ultron got together and smoked everyone on the Shia Empire. They beat all the Imperial Guards.
You think it's going to be like well, okay, we'll get into it. Don't worry.
I just think she's connected to the lore, and that's more of why she's in there. Right.
No, yeah. I think that's fair. Because like you said, alternate timeline, isn't it? Like man, like producer said. So cool. All right. Well, I think
I do want to. I agree with C4 though. Like in general about how zoning is more zoning should probably be seen more as a technique, like something that you can do in parts of the match, but it shouldn't be an expectation that you do it the entire match and can win off that. I mean, I don't think it's bad for a character to be able to do that, but it's more of this is something you can do, but then you can also, that character can also probably do a bit of rush down and corner pressure or whatever, right? Like I think that is the more healthier way to look at it, or maybe that's just what they're doing with the addition of Danger.
But that thing you've described has existed though in fighting games for a long time.
But I think that's something that they're trying to perhaps move away from, because I think one thing we should remember is that, like, and again, we have to consider that a lot of the times they make decisions from what is the average person or a casual person who sees this game, what do we want them to see and what do we want them to take from that? And if some casual guy tunes on into a stream or a tournament and they're seeing crazy Danger, like zoning, where they're winning the whole match from being on the opposite side of the ring, that's not really, like, for us who are hardcore into it, we can acknowledge how difficult that is. Like when we see hardcore, like, really really well played dowsing play, like dowsing zoning like really well, that shit is dope to watch if you understand how hard that shit is to do. But if you're casual and you don't really know, you're just seeing somebody who just looks, they're standing on the opposite side playing cheaply because they're scared, and just keeping them out, and it's not really exciting to watch. And I think a lot of like developers try to move away from that. So I think that's one aspect or one
agree.
one
Can I
design
add
philosophy.
real quick what Charlie was saying?
Go
I
ahead.
always thought about making a tier list of characters that are anti consumable. So I wanted to make like a list of like, if I was trying to sell a Street Fighter game, I wouldn't put Sagat in the trailer because Sagat is so uninteresting to look at as a spectator. Or like how Chris G played Marvel 3. I think a spectator would
Thank
look
you.
at
That's
that
what I was
and
about
go,
to get into.
I want to play a fighting game, not a shmup. Like, so yeah, I agree with what you're saying. Some characters' play styles aren't interesting. 100%.
And it's these things that you're saying. It's just why I have the opinion that I have. I think we obviously coming at it from different routes, but and of course, right, like what Wolfie's said earlier, this becomes the issue with zoning as a term. People mean different things, right? Zoning and keep away used to be sort of separate, right? Because a zoning tool could be something more like someone like you hear people back in SF4 days being like Stan Roundhouse with Adon is like some of the best zoning in the game, right? At one point, that's what they would call zoning, right? But now zoning has obviously sort of morphed somewhat into something else, like not something different. It's just been effectively like sort of distilled a little bit. So I don't disagree, but yeah, ultimately we even though we're coming at it from different angles, I agree. Like the whole reason why they're doing what either I'm saying or what you're saying is because the casual player, the spectator, both of those, and I think both of those have very strong weighting, probably more so than the competitive player. Those guys are because they don't find it fun or interesting is why I think that playstyle is somewhat dying out, both in terms of design and in terms of like effectiveness. But yeah, that's my take on it. Obviously, we've spent a good amount of time on that one. So I mean, if you guys have anything else to add on that, then feel free.
I'll just say, if whoever was saying that Adon doing stand hard kick is zoning, I just think they're just wrong. That's just a wrong. Isn't that just footsies? Like, why would you call, like, sure, it's a long range normal, but to call that zoning, to me, it feels like a incorrect attribution of that move.
I agree, but I didn't want to go there. But
I hear it. But see, this is what I'm saying, and like Wolf was saying, different things to different people, right? Some people would say, oh, it wants you in a specific zone, right? And that specific zone is an ideal.
Right? I think at that point, that's just the incorrect. Like, obviously, this happens a lot with like different terminology, but sometimes there has to be a point where you get into the nitty gritty of the what. Like, we can't just be like, yes, technically zoning, you're keeping the opponent in that zone of the stage with the normal, but we can't just be so loose with the term because there is a general understanding of what most people mean when we say zoning in fighting games. So I think there's some occasions where you have to like, attend the battlefield and prove people who are saying that stand hard kick with Adon is zoning. We got to show them that that's not the way. That is not the way, the truth and the life of how to use the word zoning.
Well,
this is like
15 years
mirror,
ago,
bro. This is such an argument I would make. It's so cool seeing Charlie make it. Words mean words, people. We need to use the actual word. This is sick.
Well, 15 years ago, that wasn't the case. And that's why, like, it has largely distilled and morphed into, largely what we're agreeing upon, right? Even now, in this discussion, there's been some differences, but we're largely talking about the same thing at the very least. So, yeah, I don't disagree. Listen, someone said it in it. I didn't say it in it. Like, someone said it in it. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
That man there.
Yeah, that man there said it in it. You know what I'm saying? So... cool. So I mean, listen, that's danger. That's danger. I'll say one last thing, right? Because in terms of you're saying the response that people had from danger and in general, I think that Arxis are on a tightrope, right? I think that they're really like flying very close to the sun in terms of some of the picks that they're having, because the thing is, when you're doing stuff like even though I was very excited for like Danger, if you're gonna pick a Danger or even a Magic, you gotta have nukes, right? Wolverine is a nuke, right? So that means in the is it 9 characters we got left, or is it 11?
Yep.
9 characters. So
let's go with 9.
Okay, cool. We'll go with 9. With the 9 characters that remain, right? That means you probably got to have like at least about 3 or 4 nukes. Like I would say maybe 4 or 5.
Like,
but when I say nukes, I mean like unquestionably everyone's like, I'm so hyped there's characters in the game. Wolverine, like you know what I mean? Like those types of ones where like the fans are going to be frothing at the mouth as soon as they see that shit. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mums and dads are going, oh snap, I might buy that still.
Literally, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like your mum and dad know who Superman is, bruv. They don't know who like Red Tornado and Blue Tornado. You get it? I know it's DC, but
those actual characters.
Yeah, they're real characters, bro. They're real characters. Yeah, some reborns, bro. But no one wants them, man. So it's like if you're gonna go that direction, you've got to be able to insulate with the right types of characters. That's why, like, even though I think Magneto's gonna be DLC, I wouldn't entirely rule out him being in the start. Like, because they got to have some other crazy, like, sort of not crazy picks, but they got to have some like very, very obvious bait picks. That are gonna be like, everyone's like, yeah, like this guy finally got in. Do you know what I'm saying? He's been in every game. So like, yeah, he's in the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you guys feel any different from that, but I think for sure it's like that's a it's necessary.
Yeah, I think at most they got like 1 or 2 more deep cuts, but I think everyone else has to be nukes to use your terminology. I think
they got 3 more deep cuts.
That many nukes left. I think they've used up all their nukes. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
If they use up all their nukes, then people are gonna complain. They're gonna complain more.
Wait, C4, you think everyone else is gonna be a deep cut?
I don't think there's many more nukes. I think by the calculation of ammo, we just don't have any more. Like I'd say 4 is a nuke. Magneto.
I think Magneto's more of a nuke
maybe
than 4.
Hulk and Strange. Maybe Hulk and Strange. So that's 4. Hulk, Strange, 4, Magneto.
Like Venom, wait.
I think Hulk. Yeah, I think Hulk makes sense.
Are we also just saying characters that we should be in there? Like
yes,
because I feel like Venom would fall into that. Like I think
Venom, 100%. Venom.
Wolverine would have to. Okay. Got it.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
I'm a Venom fan, but I don't feel that Venom is that kind of like he should be there. Maybe that's because I see him not in Marvel 3. Maybe that's why. But and everyone hates the films, bar me. So I feel like no one cares that much about Venom, but I could be wrong.
Apparently the films do quite well. Like,
they do,
like monetarily, and also and I think the whole team, like who's going to assemble next. I think if you got Spider-Man, because Spider-Man was in the screenshot of who's going to be the next teams, right? So I would imagine that like Venom would probably have to be like the safest addition into Spider-Man's team, and then whoever the other 2 are going to be.
Listen, they need to give us Agent Venom. Agent Venom or Gwenom, right? I'm trying to see maximum upset, but also sick deep cuts, bro. That's what I'm trying to see.
But if it's Agent Venom, that's not going to be a nuke.
No, it won't be. Yeah. No, you're right. So okay. So I think that standard Venom would be a nuke. Like that would be like. Okay. I think if you think about those characters, right? The way I actually determine it, I look at characters from like Marvel 2 and before, right? People think very fondly of those types of characters, right? And they're always like Venom not being in Marvel 3 was a negative for people, right? She-Hulk, they were like, why is She-Hulk in the game?
I never heard anyone say, I think you're rewriting my history. And I care about this history.
What the people? Oh, you think people didn't care about Venom like that? People definitely cared about like wanting Venom. Like, put it this way, right? MVCI putting Venom in there was clear, to me, a clear indication that like Venom and like Sigma was like okay, we know these characters are popular because we keep seeing people ask for them like over and over again. Yep. And X, do you know what I'm saying? Like those types of characters. And I always felt Venom was one of those characters for sure. Do you know what I mean? He's not a Sabretooth, that's for sure.
Maybe the Venom fans are very hush-hush because I'm not hearing them talk, bro. I'm out here always talking about Venom, but I never hear anyone talk. But, okay.
Listen, man, like you know what I'm saying? Like Charlie said, numbers don't lie. Box office. Yeah.
Uncle. The reason why Venom would probably be there and probably should be there is also like the kind of character that he is and what he can do, like the whole sludge, you know, kind of like Arakune. Obviously, he's not going to be doing Arakune things, but that archetype of the monstrous, you know, like a watery kind of like can shapeshift parts of his body and shit. Like that, that's an archetype that like Arxis usually has in their games that Venom can fit. So it would be it's almost like a no-brainer to have him there in order to fit that archetype. On top of him being so popular as well.
You make me happy.
No, I think he's right. I think that's the way to look at it, especially just the way I've described danger as well. I think that's a good way of looking at it. I mean, how do you know he's not going to go the Arakune like route? You know what I'm saying?
It's funny you said that, and I was like, oh no, what if they put Man-Thing instead of Venom, bro? I'm going to be real mad.
Allow it, man. Like, I think like there's certain man they can maybe get away with, but like Venom is like they have to go for like a Venom, man. They have to like and Man-Thing, I don't even know how you weave it into the story. Do you know what I'm saying? At least like you said, danger you can weave into the story, but Man-Thing, I don't know what we're doing with that, man. Get it, come out of here.
Yeah, it's Arxis, bro. You never know.
True.
Obviously, again, I want Venom. And to go back is like, I don't think there's that many heavy hitters. I think in all of media, not just the MCU, they've either already put them in, or there's no other or. They've put all the heavy hitters in. Doom is a heavy hitter. I would say Star-Lord is a heavy hitter. Spider-Man, obviously, Cap, Iron Man. Storm is heavy-ish.
She's a heavy hitter. She's a heavy hitter. Yeah.
But if everyone, I don't know if she's a heavy. Maybe. I don't think, like, if it was out of
all right, light heavyweight. Don't worry.
Storm would be third.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's fair. That's fair. Look, Blade's a heavy hitter.
I don't know, you know.
Really?
I'm not sure. I think he's cool.
Oh, sorry, Deadpool's a heavy hitter. But yeah, go Charlie.
Oh, yeah,
no, Deadpool's a heavy hitter. I agree with that. I don't think Deadpool's gonna be in this game, but Deadpool's a heavy hitter. Well, no, sorry, in base roster.
Yeah, I also don't think Blade's a heavy hitter. I want to hear what Charlie says.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think that he's. I think people let his coolness do a lot of heavy lifting, but outside of that, like if you think about how often we've seen him, like sure we saw him in a recent Deadpool Wolverine, and I think a lot of people still are running off the fumes of Wesley Snipes' old films, but outside of those two things, I don't think Blade is in much people's like mental rotation as we think. I just think he's a heavy hitter in terms of like he's a very cool character to have. He's a cool archetype. He's got swords and shit. But outside of that, I don't think he's. I don't think he falls into heavy hitting for me. But maybe C4 has different explanation.
Oh, I agree. I don't think Blade is as hype as ever. Well, sorry, not as hype. He's not as well known as people think he is. Like, maybe people know that there's a vampire hunter in Marvel. They might not know it's Blade, though.
I think you underestimate the impact that Wesley Snipes has really done for that character. I think before Wesley Snipes, no one knows who that guy is. After Wesley Snipes, it's like everyone is like, yeah, Blade. Do you know what I mean? If Blade's in the game, they're going to be like, oh, sick Blade. Because as well as that, right, it's also... it's the rarity of the character in terms of fighting games. The character's not been in a fighting game at all, right? Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is like all I can think that he's been in. And other than that, it's like mobile games.
That logic works against you. Because
Yeah.
if he's never been in a fighting game, we could also just turn and flip that and be like, well, it's going to continue in Tokon. Bun Blade, he's not going to be in this one either, right?
No. It could, right? But I think largely like they have an understanding of like how popular that character is. Like in terms of like Marvel, quote unquote. Obviously, it's not like MCU, but Marvel properties, quote unquote, right? Like he was one of the first like major superhero movies before they were superhero movies. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
all that is true, but I don't think the effectiveness of that has lasted anymore. I think that it's like a power up. It's like you're referring to a power up that occurred at one point in history, but the effects of that power up have faded. Like, and I think we can even see that with the fact that Marvel can't even get the new Blade movie off the ground. Apparently, it's been cancelled, scrapped like 3 times trying to find a director.
Yeah, but that had like rewrites
anymore, whatever. Like,
that's like 70 rewrites. Do you know what I'm saying? And like it just ended up in development hell. But I hear what you're saying. Yeah. Like, I guess largely, if they thought it was worth the time, they would force it. Is what it was effectively what you're saying, right?
So something like that. Yeah.
No,
I
fair
would
enough.
go a little bit further, a bit more extreme. Blade is what Nokia was to mobile phones.
Oh, get out of here,
Once
man.
upon a time, the only phone was Nokia. And
Chrome
if
is
you
not
think
having
about
it.
what the first phone is, we'll probably say Nokia, even though it's
This is
not.
shocking.
But now, if you ask anyone from this generation, they're gonna go, "What's a Nokia, bro?" They've never heard of it. That's Wesley Snipes. No
Yeah,
one
I think he's
of
not
this
off.
generation knows who Wesley is, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I tell you what though, I it's cool. They might not know, but they'll hear, and then they'll be like, oh, and then they'll be on it, bro.
It won't,
Yeah,
That's
but
it.
it'd be like that if you were born in like 88 or 89.
Nah,
So
they'll
it's
be
not
like,
this.
yo, my dad used to, my dad used to have a phone that did that, yo, like,
You know what you're thinking of? You're thinking of the Skype ringtone. They'll do that for the Skype ringtone. The Nokia ringtone will be like, "Oh, Discord's got a new function." Like, I promise you.
I am actually stunned. I'm stunned at like how little respect you're putting on Blade's relevance. I think like I think he has a lot, man. I think a lot of people would love him like as well. I think they'd be like, yeah. Like I think people will get really, really hyped. I don't think there's a single person who would say, I can't believe they put Blade in the game instead of this character. That's the way I gauge it. Like that to me is a nuke. It's like if you look at Magneto, no one's ever gonna be like, oh, for God's sake, they put Magneto in the game. It's Magneto. Wolverine, same thing. And Blade, obviously, historically, has not been in these games, but I don't think anyone is ever going to look at it and go, yeah, but I'd rather have, why, man? Why do they pick Blade? No one's going to say that, man. No one's going to say that.
Because
I
because he's...
Go
on, Charlie.
I thought we were saying that a nuke is also somebody that we expect to be in there. That to not have them there would be like tantamount to like tarnishing or shooting the game in the foot, right? I don't think we expect Blade to be in it. That's why I don't think putting him in the same category as like a Magneto or Venom. I don't think that's correct.
All right, we'll put him as Storm then. You said Storm was third. I'll put him third as well. Bronze medal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think at most what will happen is if he's in the game, people will be excited because of the archetype and what he can do, and the fact that Arxis has got their hands on him, right? Like I think that will be where the hype is drawn from, but not from because it's Blade. I think it will be.
I think it's
maybe
both,
because it's
100%.
Blade will be from the older heads, like from people like us, like yeah, oh shit, it's Blade. But we're only there's not that many of us, right? Like there's still there's a lot of us, but there's also a bunch of people who are newcomers or not as like super deep into the MCU and all of that stuff. So
I think maybe we're saying like Zoomers are just gonna be like, we have no clue who this guy. I just don't agree. And Wolfie also says only old people like us know who he is. But I actually really don't agree. But am I willing to stake my reputation on him being in the game? This is very interesting.
Bro, vampires are not cool anymore, bro.
Am I willing to have some kind of forfeit for him not being in the
Vampires
game?
are not cool, bro. Zombies are cool. If he was a zombie killer, it would be different. If he was like on some Negan stuff, then cool.
Nah.
But ain't no one caring about vampires. Like,
Listen. I'm coming to your yards. I'm coming to your yards when he's in the game. I'm coming to your yards. Yeah, I'm coming to your. I'm flying over to Taiwan as well.
Him being in the game, I just don't think the game lives without him comfortably.
Yeah.
He would not miss
what?
it. Unfortunately,
maybe this is a hot take, but I think if Gambit wasn't in the background, I think Gambit being in the game would be more hype than Blade.
that is not a hot take.
I agree. No, that's not hot take. I agree with that also. I agree with that also.
And I think that is saying a lot, right? Like if you know what I mean, like Gambit's clearly a more heavy hitter than Blade, and Gambit is not been around that much like that, like in current like media. Like well, I guess he's in recently Marvel Rivals.
Doesn't
with,
but that film doesn't really count, to be honest with you. That film is more. That's a deep cut. Like I watched that with Wolfie in the cinema, and when he come on screen, I was like laughing my head off. Yeah. And Wolfie like just thought it was funny because it's just like Channing Tatum as Gambit, and he's doing a horrible accent, and I was just like, no, they literally were gonna cast this guy as Gambit like 7 years ago, and then it was development hell, and it just never happened. And then they were like, all right, we're gonna bring him back. I was like, that's the deepest of deep cuts. So I don't disagree. I think largely Gambit's like sort of on-screen movie relevance is even worse than Blade's, but I think what he makes up for is in the cartoons and in the games. So like the games, I think is where it's a Gambit should win the game, because I love playing as Gambit in the previous games, right? Kind of like close to what we were talking about initially in this argument, and what you guys are also alluding to, which is that like it makes sense for a character to be like that because they expect that character to be in there, and no one expects Blade to be in there. But I guess my argument was a bit broader in the sense it was covering two things. It was covering that, and it was also covering if the character goes in, nobody's going to be like, why didn't you put this other character in? I think everyone sort of is like, yeah, cool, they put Blade in the game. Do you know what I mean? Not because he's been in previous games, he hasn't, but just because he's a cool character. But, you know, time will tell.
I'm actually going to get mad if you put Blade in there. The more we talk about it...
What do you mean you're going to get mad if you put Blade in? What are we doing here?
You know why?
I wouldn't be mad at it.
I would be mad. And I think I can get Charlie on board with why I'd be mad. Because everything he stands for, someone does better.
I can't believe this.
Everyone.
I can't believe this.
He's got swords. If you want a sword character, you go Deadpool. Deadpool is a more popular killer, right, with guns and weapons and right. And if you want a black character, you would definitely go with like Black Panther before him.
But I think archetype-wise,
hairline?
Black Panther is not as interesting as Blade could be.
Yeah,
Like Black Panther is essentially just Wolverine with shorter claws on his hands,
which is basically how he kind of behaved as well. And in MVCI, he
king
didn't
of the
behave like
country,
Wolverine. He wasn't exactly like Wolverine, but some of his moves were quite Wolverine-like up close. The thing that he had was like mechanically, yeah.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant like law-wise. Sorry,
No,
mechanically.
law-wise, absolutely not. No.
I think the strongest ammunition for Arxis to include Blade is the fact that they made Nagoriyuki. I think that because they've made that character who is basically a black vampire guy, that would be like the closest thing where it's like, oh, maybe they want to take another spin at that, or maybe like Blade's inclusion in this game could be kind of like a spiritual successor to Nagoriyuki, similar to how Storm is kind of like a successor to like Rachel, right? Because clearly we already know they're borrowing concepts and aspects of different games that they've made. And the Nago's got like all the blood gauge thing, and like I don't even play the game, right? But I know like there's some unique stuff going on there. So I think the best ammunition would be maybe they want to use Blade to lean into that aspect of previous things that they've designed. But if not for that, I don't think Blade would be in the running.
You know what? They need to hire you for PR. I'm going to be a hater, and I'd rather have Morbius than Blade. But at least what you said makes
Morbius. You think man are going to be getting out there? They're going to be treating Morbius like freaking like not like Danger. They'll meme it because they'll be like, oh, I'm more about right. But that is not a good pick at all.
What do you mean? You've
I'd rather go Sandman.
A good pitch. There's a meme there.
I'd rather go Sandman. I swear down, I'd rather go Sandman.
You're lying on main. I can't believe it.
I swear down, I'd rather have Sandman than Morbius.
Evo top 8, like the cell scream, everyone goes, it's Morbin time.
It's Morbin time. All right, Morbin time would be funny.
Vampire. That's hype.
Morbin time.
All right, it's okay.
No. Morbin time would be funny. But I think in terms of like mechanically, there's no way, man. Like I'm not having that character. Like, nah, get him out of here, bro. Morbius is like
he's got mind control. What does Blade do?
Oh, bro, like
I have to maintain my hunger for blood. Yeah, like we get it, bro. You've been doing it for years. No one cares, bro.
Nah, he's got bare guns. He's got stake shotguns. He's got swords. He's got all sorts. Bro, he's Dante Function. He's Dante Function, right? We can't even have Dante anymore.
He's not. He's got no mystic powers. He's got the same blade that doesn't have a name, corny, and he hasn't got as much of an arsenal as Punisher. You'd have Punisher for the guns. You'd have Deadpool for the weapons, like the swords and katanas. And there's way better like Marvel characters. Blue Marvel, who else? You guys didn't. Bishop. Bishop's way more interesting as a black character.
I think Bishop would be interested for this guy. Oh, Luke Cage, get him out of here, man. Luke Cage! My man strong. Crazy. And then he just takes less damage. Sick, man. Bro, I know black people in the ends right now who are like that. They take less damage.
Relatable. Relatable, like Peter Parker was, right? Relatable black.
Bro, after Blaze Green, yeah, they take less damage and they do more. And they have super armor.
I don't know. This even put Cloak and Dagger. That was way more interesting.
Yeah, I'll take Cloak and Dagger. I bet that's
there you go. We don't need Blade, bro. Just let him rest.
Blade's coming, man. I'm sorry. I don't know. Listen.
I don't want him to come. Petition time. I don't want him.
Come on.
You know how people feel about Danger? I feel about Blade now.
I can't believe I'm hearing this.
There's no need for him. There's no need for him. Don't ruin Black History Month. Don't do that.
But he's been in Black History Month like since Black History Month began. He's like, immortal. That's like he's OG status.
he can't be more OG than Black Panther, bruv. No purpose. He serves no purpose.
On top. Look, man, you're making me want
I'm
to
sorry.
draw for the thing. Nah, you're making me want to, like, we might have to skip over to it. Let me see. I think
For
we
the tier list thing.
Nah, yeah, we might have to do it now. We might have to do it. I can't lie. Wait. Let me see if you can.
I filled mine in. Obviously, I'm prepared.
Oh, you prepared? Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, I did it. They didn't have danger in the icons, so I just left that slot empty. I did.
Listen,
it to
yeah.
you?
Oh, I haven't even made mine, but I've got a slight like list I've written down, so it's all good. Like, so Wolfley Player says, "Is the joke worth a slot? Come on, we don't need more X-Men. Luke Cage is dead. This is crazy. We're throwing out dead lists. Let's add Morph. Let's add Wasp. Morph, I'd take because
that's crazy. That's blasphemy.
That would be like a sort of Shang Tsung. You know, it's funny actually because we actually had this conversation recently. Like, or at least I don't know, conversation. Like, I was just like fucking rambling, right? And Wolfley was in earshot. I was like, as an archetype or as a mechanic, like Shang Tsung existed early on, and obviously still exists in Mortal Kombat games, but largely has not really spilled over into other games. Like, it's either people don't know how to balance it or they're just not willing to engage with it at all. So it's actually gotten to the point where, you know what I'm saying? Oh, one sec. Raw, what has happened
What's
to
the
me?
topic?
Boy?
Sorry, I just came back.
Yeah. It's hold on one sec. Let me switch over. Because
Oh, is your camera frozen?
Yeah, I've become Mr. Negative, bruv.
Oh.
Invisible.
Man got blurred out.
I actually got blurred out, like, to protect the innocent. Crazy. All right, one sec. Let me switch over to.
We was talking about black characters relevance. I was like,
Oh
everyone's
shit! Wait, damn! I missed on some juicy shit then.
Go on, you fill him in while I'm sorting this out.
You know, when I was saying about there's everything that Blade kind of stands for, someone does that better. Right. I was like, oh, there's way more interesting black characters.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just think
Black
he's.
Panther and
Yep. But then he's like, oh, Black Panther's just, you know, Wolverine with like the Batman money.
yeah.
But I said, no, there's Luke Cage, there's Blue Marvel, there's the new Wonder Man, because he wasn't black in the comics, but apparently
He wasn't black in the
series.
comics. It's true. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but now he is black.
I think if Luke Cage was in it, I'll be pissed though. Luke Cage is a waste.
So would I, man.
Bro.
Thank you.
Luke
Speak
Cage
the
is
truth.
wasted,
Speak
bro.
the truth.
Absolute waste.
Speak the truth.
Bishop.
Over Blade in a world with Luke Cage in the game. Over Blade is blasphemy.
Get him out of here, man.
This is
Absolute blasphemy.
crazy.
Get him out of here.
Luke Cage.
This is
bold,
abysmal.
buff, strong black man. Oh, I'm strong.
You know-
nah, bro.
You see?
You know what?
Hey,
I'm
preach,
seeing the
preach.
difference between black British and black American.
Right.
They might be
bald
onto something.
nigga, bald nigga, bald nigga.
I'm seeing the difference.
Bald
They-
nigga.
Oh
Black
my
Americans are right
god.
about black British.
No,
They're not
no,
the same.
don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you
They're
dare.
not the same. You couldn't say that. I say Bishop then. Bishop, I would find it very difficult for people to say, I want Blade over Bishop. That would be.
But
That
Bishop
would
would
be-
be a deep cut, I think.
You better be telling me Bishop from Juice about Bishop.
What's a 2-pack? no, Bishop would be a deep cut. I think that's.
I
I
think
mean,
so
I wouldn't
too.
be against Bishop, but it's much very deep cut. I would say.
No.
Not very. but
Killmonger?
quite.
I'll take Killmonger over Blade. Who would I have over Blade?
Killmonger
You know
would be
what?
sick.
What's a Riri Williams? That's the only person I'd put Blade over.
But she is like. Ooh.
Exactly.
Oh, you said you put Blade over her. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I get you. Yeah. Okay. I thought
Yeah.
you were saying put Riri over him.
Nah, that would be taking the piss. I would never say something
Yeah,
so
yeah,
silly.
no.
Yeah. Riri, Blade, everyone else. I'll take Heimdall, bro. I'll take Heimdall over Blade.
Heimdall. And like Idris Elba.
Yeah. Bro, that name alone carries the weight. That's Idris Elba is the hard hitting part of of Heimdall.
Yeah. Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be-
We'll see. I think.
That, bro, Samuel Jackson. You put Nick Fury in there.
Nick Fury.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could. Yeah. No, I'm actually starting to agree with you. I'm on your side. There are quite a few black characters that I think people would be more excited to see, or at least on the same level of excitement.
Yeah.
Of Blade.
Listen, I've been gone for like not even 40 seconds, and you let this guy mindstone you into saying.
But I do want to reiterate though that like,
Go ahead.
even though I agree with what C4's saying, I think that what some of those other characters don't have over Blade is the archetype that Blade can have.
Yeah,
can bring
that's
into
true.
the game.
Yeah,
like in terms of mechanics and what he can do and how much of a like cool functional character he could be. I think Blade wins. Blade wins over most other black characters, probably all of them. Definitely over Luke Cage.
Oh my God, Luke Cage! What a literally. You look like a bowling ball. You look like a.
Man, he look like a tennis ball.
Okay, I'll take that.
Oh my goodness.
He's mechanically more interested in Luke Cage. I don't think he's more interested in Bishop in either. I think Bishop in game having the whole like absorbing power stuff, that would be cool. But
could be.
It's funny. Yeah. And Miles.
I need to listen to that song again, man. You look like a golf ball.
You look like a golf ball. You look like a bowling ball. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. No, but all right, one sec then. It might be time for us to go into the list. Let's see if we can just switch over, because I was going to switch out my camera, and I'll do that in a bit. But what I'll do instead is, let's see if... Oh, wait, you can't... You ain't even giving me a seat. Oh, right, you're even here as well, bruv. I've put you everywhere. Charlie is anywhere and everywhere, bruv. Oh, listen, we electronic sports out here now. Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. I see. But Charlie can't So Charlie, wait. Can you see it on YouTube, yeah? Or what can you see? I am, yeah. Advancing God TV. Oh, I thought I said it at the start. My bad. Yeah. All right, Advancing. You can watch on YouTube. Yeah. So no problem. All right, so Advancing God TV. Mm-hmm. Volby said Blade. No, Volby saying Blade slander so aggressive. Curran passed away. Oh my days. Okay, let me try and get this up. Where is the tier list? It is here. Cool. And then we'll do interact. Also, chat, can you hear the other guys? Let me know if so. Right. Let's see if we can get this to behave itself. If we can't, then that's going to be a problem. What I can do... You can see it, yeah? Hiding attack. I was saving that shit for nationals, man, the whole time. Can't hear the fellas. Interesting. Let's see. Charlie, say something one more time. You look like a golf ball.
Oh, he says it as well. You look like a golf ball. I just watched it again.
Oh my days. All right, what about now? What about now? Can you hear them? You should have said you sound like a golf ball. I'm gonna see if I can sort this.
Wait, what am I listening for? Can I hear who?
No. This is for the chat, because I think Bobby was saying can't hear, and I'm just gonna get this up again. Let's just go and get that, and let's see if we can sort this. If not, that would be profound sadness.
Unlock.
Profound badness. Or maybe profound gladness. Yeah, I can hear now. Awesome. Fantastic. All right, we are so back. So I'm going to go browser here.
They're not supposed to be able to see us, right? They're only supposed to see the tier list thing.
Yeah, just the tier list. Let's see. And then we're going to go.
But why does your background layout look like it's sponsored by Ting?
Wait, why ting?
Ting, bro. The colors are just like, it just reminded me of that drink, the ting.
Oh, I ain't had a ting in
Green, yellow.
ages.
Bro, I had a ting in actual thousands of years.
Like it's like little.
I mistakenly didn't drink any when I came back last year.
Good choice. Because if you did, man, I mean that stuff nowadays, even with the sugar tax, must be like atomic, absolute poison. You know what I'm saying? Right. So let me see. I'm gonna try and interact with that and see if that works. Before it was working fine. Now it's misbehaving itself. Oh damn! Why is it doing that? For whatever reason. Oh damn! All right, can I? Nope, can't even do that. Damn! It might actually be the most profound of sadness.
Wait, what are you trying to do? Sorry, I completely.
So basically, I'm just trying to. What we're gonna do? We're just gonna actually go through the cat. We might just have to say it out loud rather than do it. But basically, I had the tier maker here, and it had a whole bunch of potential Marvel characters we could put into Marvel Token Fighting Souls. So what I was gonna do was do a roster prediction, but it is currently misbehaving itself in a way that is very unacceptable. And it's very, very frustrating. So I'm trying to see. Right, let's see. I'm going to try this one more time. And while you're doing that, so I guess while that's happening, let's just like hear you say your thoughts on who you think is going to end up in the starting roster of this game, right? It can just be random musings. You don't have to be anything proper. I mean, I might sort of pin the flag to the mast and proper, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I didn't do my homework and pre-make my roster, so I'll just say
No
a
problem.
few names that will probably or should be in there or will be in there. I think I definitely think 4 is going to be in there, and I definitely think Venom, and I definitely think Fantastic Four will not be in there. So that's my current. That's all I can go with at the moment. Yeah, Venom 4, maybe Hulk, and no Fantastic Four, or if Fantastic Four is there, only one of them, probably Mr. Fantastic.
Listen, just know that you're delaying the inevitable, right? Mr. Fantastic will make his way. He will make his debut alongside his family, right? And the Baxter Building will be a stage.
I can see them being in there, like, in their totality, maybe year 2 or year 3, like after 2 or 3 waves of DLC. Because I think they'll probably include one of them.
What, one at a time, yeah, per season?
Yeah, but even then, yeah, I don't know. Because I just don't want them to do this whole, we can't have 1 or 2 and not all of them. I think that's just not a good way to think of it.
So,
but I get the need to because it's a 4v4, but I don't know, man. So
my thoughts on that, yeah, is actually, so I've started to sort of morph a little bit, right? So they've showed us characters, and they showed us teams, right? And I do largely think that is what's going to be happening, right? But I think, and I believe that also Mace feels a similar way, is that we're going to sort of start to go towards like stables of characters as opposed to simply like, oh, we're going to do this for, and that's it. Because the thing is, right, is that a lot of these heroes are quite interchangeable with like certain teams. And as a result of that, I think that, Spider-Man could be in a bunch of things, right? Hawkeye literally could be in Avengers, Defenders, Thunderbolts, right? Doctor Strange, same thing, Defenders and Avengers. And I think, like, once you start doing stuff like that, sometimes you can introduce single characters and still be like, oh, a new member of this team, right? Who is already a 4, and obviously the 5 itself is a little bit like whatever. It's irregular. But what they could end up doing is like introduce them into a separate 4, and then boom, you just take one of those 4 out and you put them into the other 4 that you like, and you're still getting the team. You're still getting Avengers. It's just not the 4 Avengers that you originally built, because Avengers as a stable is broad. Like, that's kind of the way that I currently feel like they're going to go.
I think that's clear. That's what they're going to do, given what they've done with the Unbreakable X-Men, right? Like I think for the Avengers, it's probably just going to be Cap, Iron Man, but then the other two will probably be. That's why maybe perhaps me saying 4 is a bit too basic, because maybe the other two Avengers are going to be completely different, unless they include Miss Marvel in that in their team. Right.
Right, but what I'm even saying, right, is that I think it doesn't even have to be obscure with the Avengers, because you could make the initial Avengers quite. I mean, I don't think they will make them obvious. I think they've already sort of, pinned their flag to the mast and said now that this is not going to be. Oh, there we go. Oh no, it's not actually. Yeah, that we're not going to just go for your average, run of the mill team. Like, we're gonna probably throw some deep cuts in there. And if so, then cool. But I think that what they might do 2 obvious one or 3 obvious ones in one deep cut, but then you'll have like the obvious one be on another team. Like, it'll just be billed as another team, but you can still take that one obvious character, take him out of that other team, and still put him back into the Avengers and make the Avengers that you kind of want. You just have to wait a little bit longer to really get that Avengers like that you really want. So I think it might be something like that. So like 4, I think you would get him like straight away. But maybe if you wanted, I don't know, like whoever you might want for the fourth one, you might get him somewhere else. You might even get, listen, Hulk, you might even get Red Hulk. I think that'd be risky for them to do, but I think you could get Red Hulk, And then once you do something like that, like you go in a direction where it's like, yeah, you're getting Hulk, right? You could technically put him somewhere else, but it's not technically the same Hulk. So will people feel the same way? That's the question that really needs to be asked there. And, that's going to be, we'll have to see. But that's how like I'm sort of currently seeing it, is that we'll get whoever we're getting, but I think we'll start to be able to just be quite interchangeable with them. If I get Hawkeye in this game and it's like Clint Barton, I could put him in basically any team and he's probably been in that team. Do you know what I'm saying? That's kind of the shout outs. But one sec. No, it is not. I don't know why as well, because it was working before. It was very confusing.
What are you trying to do?
I was trying to just get the the old tier maker to behave itself. Basically, I can't interact with the browser. Like I can click interact, but like my mouse is not interacting with the browser like at all. Like at all.
That's weird.
Well, okay, not at all. Like I can click that, yeah, and it's fine. But like mouse wheels not working.
You want me to do it?
Some of these keys are working. Yeah, if you can, would you be able to throw it on your camera?
Discord.
Oh yeah, maybe Discord, and I'll try. No, go on, try Discord, and I'll see what I can do with that. Then let's try that, and I'll see what I can do with that. That probably works better.
Can you also see your YouTube chat, Chrome?
I can. Man, like Hype Monkey, believe the Hype Monkey. What's up? Good to see you. I had been neglecting it, so thank you for reminding me. But yeah,
Cool. That should be my one. I saved my one, and I'll just get rid of it.
No, you can show it. You can show it on screen if you want. But like, let me see. Is this you? Let's see. Yep, that's you. Let's see if we can pop that out. Pop out. Let's bring that down, and let's try and stream that window and see if we can get that up, and then that would be what we can get working. But yeah, so yeah, I largely do think that it's gonna be a lot of interchangeable teams. Like maybe even it'll be like, oh, maybe if they're really sick, right? It'll be like, oh, you get another X-Man and you take out one of the Unbreakable and you put in this one and it's not Unbreakable anymore. It's blah X-Men. Do you know what I mean? It's uncanny now. That would be really cool. Do you know what I'm saying? And they even have the little affectation there to signify it's now uncanny and it's not Unbreakable. I think that would be a very clever idea, and it wouldn't actually take much as well. Right, let me right, so let's go just a moment. Screen capture. Then we go application. Right. Sorry, just talk amongst yourselves. I'm just going to sort this out real quick.
I was going to talk about my tier list.
You can if you want. I mean, you can if you want.
Okay, I was gonna wait for the visual, but that's cool. I can do it without.
All right, give me a set. Then give me a set. Let me see what I can do.
Avengers, I think Kamala Khan comes underneath Avengers. So yeah, that's 3 already. The last character I think is going to be 4, but I actually think Arxis will want to do Scarlet Witch more. So I'll put Scarlet Witch and the Avengers. Waifu, and the mechanically they can literally do anything they want.
Agree.
It's just she's open source. She's the OBS of characters. Like you can make her do anything with her spells, and it would make sense. So I think they do that with her. For Spider-Man, I think Spider-Man isn't just like his universe, but any heroes that don't come underneath a team. Because I was thinking about the categories, and there's so many characters that don't fall under X-Men, Avengers.
True.
I had Mystic Sons before for Ghost Rider, but I just put Mystic instead, and Galaxy. It's such a big hole where there's a bunch of characters that just don't apply. So I think Spider-Man actually is like the rejects, and his universe. So I put Iron Fist because Kung Fu. I find it hard that they wouldn't put a Kung Fu. So it'll either be him or Shang-Chi because he's got the film. And I put Domino because I think in each of these categories they're gonna put a woman. They're gonna put a
Domino. Interesting.
Do you agree, Charlie?
With the woman thing or the team,
Yeah.
Spider-Man team. Yeah, I
either
agree
one.
that a female. Yeah, I definitely agree that at least one female representation will be there. And yeah, I think the idea of it sounds like you're talking about kind of like a street level team, which is led by Spider-Man.
Yeah, I had street level before, but I think when I say street level, I think of like Daredevil, because Daredevil's not stepping up to like Ultron or nothing.
But Spider-Man falls under street level, no?
Exactly, and Spider-Man's super powerful. That's why I just went Earth heroes that aren't in the team.
Oh, right. Yeah, I agree. I think that I only brought up street level because I think that like something to do with street level could even be in the team name, unless they're only going to stick to names that have been born through the comics. But even in like with Unbreakable, like there's no Unbreakable X-Men comic, right? So you got X-Men, but the Unbreakable tag is like a unique thing. So I imagine they might do a similar thing where it's like maybe there is a team name that they take, but then they put like street or something to do with those heroes being more tied to Earth. And then I think what you're saying could definitely happen. I think Iron Fist is a good call as well. I forgot who Domino is. Wait, let me Google it.
She was in one of the Deadpool films. I think.
I see. Yeah.
I was gonna put Moon Knight, but then I remembered the one woman rule. I'm not saying that as the bad thing, by the way. But
Wait,
and I think
is he not a guy?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I was going to put Moon Knight, and I went, oh no, I've got 3 guys there. Sorry, 4 guys. Yeah, so I thought, out of all of them, I think Moon Knight would get dropped, and Domino is like aesthetically so unique. I think Arxis would want to do something with this character. The whole like white skin.
I can see it.
Then Mystics, I did obviously Ghost Riders in the game. It would be insane for them not to have Doctor Strange. Then I put Enchantress for the, tick the box because you have to tick boxes. And she actually does, even though she's kind of like in the god realm with like 4 in that, her power is like mystic stuff.
Okay.
And then a massive reach, because I couldn't actually think of another person who would fit properly. I put Blackheart.
Oh shit! Wait, to go in whose team? The Mystic team.
Yeah.
Man, Blackheart is like that. That's to me. That's worse than the when we're going back and forth for Blade. I feel like there's not even a back and forth when it comes to Blackheart. Like I think that guy's not making it, but you never know. You never know. But I feel like it's so far back, and like he is largely like Marvel 2 legacy.
Yeah.
And that's basically it. Like that's basically it.
Yeah, it's a long shot. I don't think it's going to be him. I was just thinking of that realm. Like, there's no. I don't think they're going to put Doom in the game. I think Dorm isn't coming back, and
I think you're right.
Blackheart is the Dorm archetype, which fits more into the lore because he's like Mephisto's son. I can see Mephisto being mentioned in this whole like storyline. I don't see Dorm. The reason I say that is because Dorm doesn't care if Earth is under threat.
Yeah.
I can't make it make sense. Maybe there's a way. Maybe they're gonna do some crazy plot twist where Dorm and Strange are friends or something. I can't see it happening. But with Blackheart, I can kind of see it because Mephisto needs Earth to get people, to get souls.
I like the way you're approaching it. You're literally approaching it from like a sort of narrative perspective, which I think is probably the way that they're also doing it. Right? It's how you sort of wove in that danger makes sense. Like even though no one like really knows her. Like I think that's a fair way of looking at it.
I'm trying to use my nerd power for good. I'm gonna try my best. The Galaxy one was the hardest because my bias came through and I picked Ronan, even though I know he's not going to be in the game. But it would be sick.
Yeah, Ronan's not happening, sadly. But
because they tapped into Shi'ar, I was like, okay, if they're tapping into a specific planet in the universe, they have to mention the Korean scroll. I think they have to. And there's only two there's only two Kree that people know, that could know. It's either Ronan or Captain Marvel. They're the only two. And one of them has at least... Oh, sorry. Captain Marvel has been in a film. He was in Miss Marvel's film, actually. So they're both been in a film.
Philavel.
Well, I already put Carol Danvers as the woman. So, but maybe they might have two. I mean, X-Men have three, technically. So...
I mean, Philavel is in Marvel Cosmic Invasion. So...
is it?
Yeah. Philavel, she's got a sword. She's like, it could be something to go for. I mean, granted, like Captain Marvel, like you're saying, I mean, they could even go for short-haired Carol Danvers, right, and straight go for that. But I think it's possible. It's actually possible.
It killed me not putting Ronan and Silver Surfer because they're like characters I want, but I was just being realistic. I don't think
It's trash, bro.
you need to remove yourself from this video ninja immediately, bro. That's raving.
You know, did you notice that Silver Surfer's surfboard is available as a cosmetic item, which 100% means he's not getting in the game. So I hope you're ready for that. Hope you're ready for that reality.
I cannot confirm or deny this theory that is being proposed to me, because that also means Daredevil's not going to be in the game. And I actually think that's hard to believe because people really want Daredevil, but Daredevil's in the background of one of the stages.
Oh, wait, he is already?
Yep. I posted it. There's a stage where they fight next to Foley Gym, and you see Daredevil peeking out of a window.
Oh.
I didn't actually know that. Like, that's
find it.
crazy. I don't know, one second.
Damn, they've hit him, boy. Jeez.
Bro, I am
It's mad crazy. It's such a funny picture. Maybe I've still got it on my folder somewhere.
I wish I could like connect mentally to all the people who are like, just because they're in the background of the stage, don't mean they're not going to be in base. I think Bum was one of them as well. Bum said it, and I'm like, bro, watch how you're going to have so much egg on your face when you realize that you're wrong.
Yeah,
And
it's
behold,
tough.
well, at least so far, anyway.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, listen, there's always the possibility, right, that you know, they could do a was it Street Fighter that did it? I think it's like you just take the character. Yeah, like was it like Borog? Oh, okay, no, that was more like Borog was on the stage. If you weren't picking Borog, right, and then if you pick him, he's not there. And SF4.
Yeah. They did that with Storm. That's what they did with Storm, innit?
Yeah.
Next Mansion.
And Storm. So once you do it with Storm, I think that does open up the window. It's very... Listen, you never know, man. Psylocke, innit? You never know.
But that's different.
Token
The
is
thing
high.
is with Storm is that Storm was there first before she was in the stage.
She was.
So I think
Hey, with Charlie's
cannot
right,
see a
bro.
world- I can't see a world where any of them characters who were shown first in the background will come. Like, just imagine the reveal. Like, it would just be a little bit anticlimactic if any of them characters show up. Right? No, not that I don't want them there. You know, I want Psylocke, but I don't know. It's just a bit. It falls a little bit flat reveal wise, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I hear it. I think I don't know. No, do you know what? I actually don't think it falls that flat reveal. Right? I know why you're saying that, but the reason why I'm willing to push back on it a little bit is because of how desired a bunch of those characters are. Maybe not Archangel or Beast, other than Mace. Shout out to Mace, Dark Beast. But
one time for the one time, please.
One time for the one time, But other than that, I would say, yeah, like I don't know, man. I think for the others, go on.
The thing is, right? Like I just think strategically, if we were in Arxis and any of those characters in the X-Mansion stage, we planned for them to be in the game, you would just turn off the layer that character is in anytime we're seeing gameplay or trailers or whatever, right? You would just because you would want it to be as much of a surprise as possible. So why would you include them in this? Like you would just turn it off, and then when the character's in the game and it's revealed, then you turn them on, and it's like, oh shit, yeah, Gambit's in the background too.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't make sense strategically. That's what leads me to believe they put them there because they know they're not going to be in the game, at least in base.
I think a number of those characters would be worth, like, I mean, they, like we said, man, like X-Men is the cash cow. Like they know at any point they can turn that tap on and boom, like they're making easy money. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very easy money. So I don't disagree in that regard, but I don't know. It's hard for me to completely rule them out. I know and it's funny, right? Because I think before I was on the other side completely. I was like, yeah, they're in the background. It's done, right? But now I'm just like, I don't know. Feels like at any point we could, they could hit a bait and switch, So
It's possible.
Yeah.
I'll give it like a 5% chance.
5% chance. Now you gotta give it a bit more than 5%, bro. What the hell?
No, you know what? You can believe in the theory because that means Cyclops will come soon because he's not in the background.
Well, man, like Slim will be in the game, man.
But I don't think any more X-Men are coming, right? Like any more traditional, like hard, like OG X-Men.
I think I think I said this in the Discord about the DLC. The first batch of DLC will be not a team; it will be one character for each of the other teams.
Yeah.
So I think in the DLC there will be one X-Men character and one Avenger character.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Possibly, but then wouldn't that make the character select screen be a bit strange because you got 5 teams?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess eventually it would round out, like as more seasons come out.
Yeah, I agree. At first, I was like, it's going to be unbalanced. But you know what's more unbalanced? Oh, we're going to introduce this 4-man team. You're going to have to wait a whole year to get the 4-man team.
Do you know what? Do you know what? Okay, here's my take, right, as to why I think it can make sense, right? And this sort of still leans into what I was saying previously about the whole we'll use like it would be like a modular system of like stables of characters that can just interchangeably. Let's say you have Avengers, and the initial Avengers is like Iron Man, Cap, Thor, and Wanda, Scarlet Witch, yeah. And then when Magneto gets shown, it'll be like something in the trailer of like, oh, she's defected, right? She's gone over to the dark side. Do you know what I mean? Like a kind of, then they'll have her beat on that team and be like, oh, sorry, you know what I mean? Nothing personal, got to beat my father or something like that. They'll work out in the story. And then like, she'll be there. You know what I'm saying? Like sort of doing her thing. That's kind of like the way that I, in my head canon, is sort of like making it work. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like it could work like that.
Yeah. I mean, like it works with Carol as well. Carol's part of the Avengers, and if you've got 4 on an Avengers team, and you get Enchantress for the Mystics, they could have a thing because they're from the same. They're from Asgard. But I think this theory works better way into the future when you've got more characters to do the crossover thing.
Yeah, 100%. This is a long con. This is something that we can't like determine immediately. It's actually pretty impossible to determine this immediately. Like it really is going to be like once we see the makeup of the current like DLC, then we're going to be like, okay, this is, now we know for sure. Do you know what I'm saying? But we can't know for some time. So no, that's fair. We can speculate, but yeah. Go on.
I think the strongest way to do speculation is to base it on the lore. I actually think that's the best way to do it. And because artists like to pick quirky characters, they're gonna pick some like really like they did with Danger. They're gonna do that more. I don't think that's a one-off.
I agree.
People might think, oh, they've got it out of their system. No, they're gonna do it with every faction. I think they're gonna pick someone or try to pick someone who's very like low key.
Yeah, I understood that reference.
Hey, bro,
Right.
I want Loki in the game. You know why I want Loki. But
Bro, I want Loki in the game as well.
Loki, I think they're gonna do Lady Loki, if anything.
Man, if they don't let-
see,
do you know what?
Getting on
Loki
the
is
team.
such a troll. I feel like the Loki fans will just have to hold that and be like, yeah, fairs. That is something Loki would like. That is very Loki like to be like, you thought it was gonna be, you know, Loki, but it's Loki.
I low key think that he might be the big baddie.
Oh,
He
the
might be the big
buzz.
baddie.
Okay.
Marco.
Oh, so that's
You,
the other
you know
thing.
that silhouette? You know that silhouette? That person's wearing like a suit. There's not many bad guys that wear suits.
So I'll tell you what, right? So I think, okay, so let me just go for mine, right? Because it doesn't seem like I can get this to work. If I can get it to work, then we can do the whole thing. Otherwise, we'll have to do it like another time. Maybe when you guys have got time, we'll just sort of like run a little whatever. So my roster prediction, it was 9 characters, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I had a pool of characters that I felt like would probably get in, right? So for Midnight Suns, I was saying Elsa Bloodstone, right? Because like Marvel just have this. I don't know where this loving has come with for Elsa Bloodstone, but they absolutely adore. They are spamming her in everything. Every time I see any game to do with Marvel, Elsa Bloodstone's in it. Yeah. So Elsa,
You know she just dropped in Rivals.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And she's also
Yeah.
Ultimate Alliance. And
Okay.
you know, yeah, she's so Elsa Bloodstone, Blades, and you know, you lot have made your thoughts quite known. And Nico Minoru.
Oh yeah. I want that.
I need to Google most of these names. Jeez.
Yeah, Elsa Blood. No, don't listen. Elsa Bloodstone. I had no clue. So I was hella boomer in it. I was like, bro, I don't know who this is, but she had like guns in it. So I was like, all right, cool.
It's the accent. She's got an English accent.
Yeah, exactly. Nico Minoru
Yeah.
is some Runaways. She is the now leader of the Runaways and also Young Avengers, right? So Nico Minoru could also be in a Young Avengers team, right? She doesn't necessarily have to be in Midnight Suns. If you want to for Midnight Suns, you could also have, if Doctor Strange is not in the game, Brother Voodoo or Doctor Voodoo. That's if, right? Because like you're saying, it's going to be like a high chance that he's actually in the game. But that's like the sort of low-key pick. I have a bit of a theory that, like, okay, they've been going for 4s, and it would be maybe uncharacteristic to not go for a 4 here, right? But I think we struggled with Doctor Doom for a while, being like, what team can it be in? He could be in, I forget what they're called. I think not the Intellectuals. What are they called? Doom, MODOK, someone else, right? Mr. Sinister. Oh, and Red Hulk. So you could go, if you had to put it in the team, Doom, Sinister, Red Hulk, and MODOK, right? But I don't really, I have a feeling that maybe they're going to just, with villains, just be like, look, we're going to just drop them. I ally with nobody, just show the moveset and just be like, yeah, this is me. I'm Doom. Doom fears no man, whatever, yeah? If you are going to go that team, then that's what I kind of think. And then, yeah, Scarlet Witch as well, I think has a strong chance of being in Avengers. And Loki as well. You could maybe even go for Sentry, but I don't know if they'll go that far. We'll have to see. Daredevil, I said Daredevil until you said that he's like peeking out a window somewhere, bro. I don't know what the hell that's about.
Yeah, I dropped the picture in the Discords above the truck.
Right,
It's the
right
I think
now.
it's the stage with Schumer on it. But above the truck, that's a Matt.
I'm getting ready to be upset, bro. I'm getting ready to be. Oh, my days is actually hit. And you know the way you can't even like question it. It looks exactly like lawyer Matt Murdock. Like that is
Matt Murdock, bro.
ripperoni, man. That is
It's a bit
dunzo.
different though, because like, I mean, they could get around it by saying, yeah, Matt Murdock is there, but then when you're playing the character, you're playing as Daredevil, right? And then this character will just not be. But I think so far we've seen the actual superhero character in the background, whereas here we're seeing the human, like the human character rather than actual in his costumed form. But I still agree that the chances of him being there is quite low now that Now that we see this,
Yeah, that one's it's done so low key, I think. All right.
which is mad because loads of people want Daredevil in a fighting game.
That is actually very surprising if that really deconfirms Daredevil like that, because I would think that that'd be the right type of character for this type of game.
however, maybe hot take though. Like I think that I wouldn't be mad if Daredevil's not in it, because I do think that of all of the like characters that can do kung fu and martial arts and stuff, I think Daredevil's one of the least interesting ones from a fighting game perspective. In the cartoons and the comics and the movies, like the blindness adds a lot because of what he can do. But I don't. I think you're a bit limited in terms of how can we make a blind kung fu man be cool in a fighting game. I think there's tons of other characters that you could put in that are far more interesting mechanically over Daredevil. That's why I wouldn't be mad if he's not in it.
Yeah,
I feel similar. It's similar to my feelings on Black Panther. Like
agree.
Black Panther is just short clawed Wolverine, strong, fast. Okay, great, but that's not very interesting. I think Daredevil's a similar vibe for me.
I think
Fair
if
point.
you was to be creative with Black Panther, you can take him much further than that, because I think Marvel Rivals is a good like sort of example of that, right? Because of the vibranium absorption, like sort of like sort of damage or concussive. Like I think you can actually be quite creative with a character like that, but just initially he just seems like he would just be Black Wolverine or whatever. But I don't think it has to be like that necessarily. I think you could take it further. It's just a question of if they'll take it further, and maybe they might not necessarily take it further, right? So we'll have to see with something like that. I think okay. So Daredevil looking a little bit iffy, innit? A little bit shaky, and like no problem, yeah. So I think Kate Bishop is going to be in this game as Young Avengers
Instead of Hawkeye.
instead of Hawkeye.
How much? What percentage? What's the percentage on that?
Like 70 odd, maybe even 80 odd percent, like that she's going to be in this game.
Damn,
over
okay.
Hawkeye.
Okay.
I think so. They might. Nah, a lot of this. I think they tried to do the whole Kate Bishop, she's the new Hawkeye, and then they sort of like abandoned it, like they did with most of them, right? They got a bit of a. Chances are, I think with Kate Bishop, it wasn't like a super negative like response the same way it was with like Jane Foster, but it was still like all right, like it's not really what we want, is it? Do you know what I'm saying? So I think wait one sec. Okay, I think I need to feed my cat in a second, but yeah,
You got
So
a
I
cat.
think-
What is this plot twist?
yeah. Let me see. Is he gonna come in, bro? If he comes in, I'll put him on stream. But man, like Casper, he's 7 years old.
You got a cat, Chen.
Old
7.
man.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he's an old man now, bro. Well, no, he's no old man yet. When you hit 10, you're like old man. But I think Kate Bishop and the cheat pick is Vision, because Vision was technically in Young Avengers, but it was like there was a plot reason as to why he was like Young Avengers, like reprogramming or some shit. Yeah, so technically you could say Vision, right, as Young Avengers, and also he can go into Defenders, he can go to Avengers. That's kind of like part of my narrative that I was trying to talk about. Also, so for Defenders, Strange, Hulk. I said Silver Surfer, but you're like, nah, get him out of here. And then Ghost Rider. I think Ghost
Don't
Rider.
listen to Charlie about Silver Surfer, bro.
Trash.
Don't listen.
I think Ghost Rider.
Trash.
So Ghost Rider, obviously, we was talking about Midnight Suns, but he's also in the original Defenders. So Ghost Rider could be in Defenders instead, or that could be that sort of modular overlapping that we're talking about. So really, you could put him in there, and you could put him there with Strange, Hulk, and Silver Surfer. And Silver Surfer, honestly, I think in this day and age, like, especially because they're going cosmic, it works with the cosmic nature of it. Yeah. Also, to go with the whole villains thing I was talking about before, of maybe the villains won't just have a team, is basically there's been theories, and I say theories, but I think it's pretty ironclad at this point, is that the person that we saw holding Gladiator at the start of that trailer is Champion, right? Champion of the Universe?
I thought he was going to go with the other one. I've seen the Champion one. I thought he was going to go with Magus.
Nah, Champion because it's the same like Gauntlet. The grey skin is also the same. The stature's quite more or less the same. Champion, look, I don't be real, I forgot who the hell Champion was, and then I was like, oh yeah, if you read Avengers, like not Avengers, if you've read Infinity War, Infinity Quest, etc. Right, the original Infinity series. He's in that because that's where he gets the Power Stone from. He like
Okay.
yeah. I think he had to outsmart him to get the Power Stone. Actually, no. I think he just overpowered him, straight overpowered him to get the Power Stone, and then he got that. But that's where he's from. So that's I actually have a strong feeling he's going to be in the game, but I think that's going to be another like danger pick. People are going to be like, who is this? Who are these characters? And I think if you go too far with that, you're really going to turn off the sort of like average consumer. So I think if they go for something like that, I think that's their lot, man. I don't think they can go that much further than that. They'll maybe do some like slightly strange picks, but I don't think they'll go super, super different. And DLC, fantastic for all four of them. Anyway, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think the Magus call is more likely, and if it is Magus, I think Adam Warlock will be in base roster.
Okay.
They kind of go hand in hand. Yeah. It's like the two characters. But I still think I think that person in the silhouette, once we know who that person is, everything will make sense in terms of like base roster, I think. I don't think it's Champion. I Champion makes sense with what we did see, other than the suit. Champion is not wearing a suit. The guy's dressed like John Wick, and I don't think people have clocked. If you look at the silhouette, you can see.
All right, let me look at this silhouette, man. Let me look at it.
It's like he's got a shirt on, and he's got hair. Like, I thought it was okay. Let me tell you when I fell down the rabbit hole and I climbed back up.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, I'm off screen, but I'm listening. Go ahead.
Yeah. At first glance, I thought he had something on his head. I thought it was like a lion mane, or like the top end of a lion on his head. And I was like, well, Savage Lands is a stage. Maybe it's Kazar. And I was like, actually, no, that doesn't make any sense. Kazar's not going to Shi'ar and banging everyone up. But I do think the stages also are going to be clues to who comes into the game. There's just not that many people from Savage Lands. The most notable is Sinister and Magneto. Sinister and Magneto are like known to be from the Savage Lands. We're going to see the silhouette in a minute. You can see that he's got like a shirt. He's got rolled up sleeves. I don't think Champion wears anything like that. He just wears the bracelet and like a tank top. So anyone who dresses smartly, who's a big bad guy, I think it's only Sinister or the Grandmaster guy. And the Grandmaster guy makes sense because I don't know if you've seen it, Charlie. Before the matches start, you have warriors versus fighters, and you have that whole like battle coliseum thing,
which makes sense for Grandmaster, and but that also makes sense
for Grandmaster. Exactly,
it makes sense for both.
I rest my case,
but it makes sense for both. Like
for who? Champion,
because Champion also is like, oh, I'll start a tournament, and the strongest person, like, you know what I mean, I only respect like the strongest, blah blah. Like he'll be challenging like everybody, being like, oh, I'm stronger than you, and like we're gonna put it in combat. Here are the rules, right? But he was technically cheating because he had like he had the power gem, yeah. But like he has the power gem, and he's like, oh yeah, you can't use weapons. But like he's just naturally stronger than people because he has that. But he would be putting people in like sort of combat situations like that. So Champion, I think, in terms of Colosseum, also makes sense. The thing is, right, is
can he destroy a planet? That's the main question.
He can.
He can shoot a beam into the sky and destroy a planet.
I don't remember how he does it. I don't know if he just punches it or whatever. I can't remember. But like he does something. He definitely does something, but I can't remember exactly what it was. Give me 1 second. But I'm still listening. Go ahead.
So I'm not on this Champion thing. I think it's going to be either some universal thing like Grandmaster Magus, who's like the bad version of Warlock, and Warlock is Space Jesus, so he's obviously super powerful. Or there's some crazy plot where Sinister got super strong. Because Sinister's the only other person I can see dressing smart like that. He also has grey skin. So
I can see the thing about the grey skin though is that he doesn't have the gauntlet. The braces, like the bracelet. That's what makes me sort of tip it over the edge of like, and also, and this might work against me in the sense of what you're. Actually, no, I don't think it even works against me necessarily, but it's like it could, right? Is that there is like Champion's belt, there's like those types of things in some of the stages, but he himself isn't standing in the stage. If he was in the stage, I would be like, okay, cool, they're not going to pick Champion, right? But like they're doing parts of Champion like in the stages without actually showing Champion himself, which makes me think, okay, I'm buying into this type of theory of like champion. If it was like Matt Murdock like peeping in out of the window and shit, even though the guy's blind, right? I'd be like, all right, cool. It's done.
True. True. Why is he a curtain switch when he can't see?
He literally like, what are we doing there? Like,
He's doing the Malcolm X picture and he can't even see nothing.
literally, Malcolm X, only instead of the AK, he's got like the walking cane, bro.
The cane, yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like, I'm like, what are we doing there? But like, yeah, I think either way, right? I think the chance of one of those is fairly high, but the chance of both is just impossible. I can't see how they could put. But like the thing that sort of makes me think, if they put like champion or something like that in the game, and they're going for this whole team aspect of it, how does that work? Because his team-based stuff is all like, what are they? The elders or something, elder titans. I forget what they're called. They're the elders, but no one knows them, man. No one knows them, man, other than like Collector, and that's like that's like a deep cut from the films. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't think that's really gonna happen. So that, yeah. But ultimately, I think those are like mostly my picks, like for the most part. So
I also don't think it's that interesting. Like, your big bad is someone who can punch hard.
Yeah,
like that is so uninteresting for like, for someone who doesn't watch Marvel. If you said to them, "Oh yeah, the big bad guy, what's his power?" Well, he has a gem that makes him hit real hard. Like, I just don't. I think people will tune out.
I don't disagree, but I'm about 104% sure that he's in the game. So it's done. So
fair. I don't think he might be. I think he'll be background. No, actually, no. I don't even think he's not even a cool Easter egg. Let's be real. The guy looks like budget Lobo, bro. He's so dead. He's not a good character.
Like you want, and the thing is, right? And look, let me just play devil's advocate a bit. Like, if you're gonna do big bads, you want it to be like Doctor. Like, if they had saved Doctor Doom and he came later, everyone would be like, "Oh my god, it's Doctor Doom." But when you have Doctor Doom now, and then you go for like a, yeah. I hear it.
The power level. If Doctor Doom is on the quote unquote good side, on the good guys, the actual bad guy must be insane. Because Doom would just say, "I'll do it my own. I'll do it myself."
Exactly. That's why. That's why when they have
universal level threat.
Yeah, I agree. So when they show Doctor Strange, everyone goes, "Oh my god, it's Doctor Strange!" Yo! Or they go, "Oh my god, Fantastic Four! All four of them as well! Yo, it's the Thing! Yo!"
Ain't no one. What timeline is this?
Exactly. Some bizarre world, boy. No chance.
They were like, "Yo, it's Ben Grimm. Yo, I ain't seen him since way back." Man, like Benny.
Words that no human soul will speak those words ever.
Benny Banks himself. Oh my days. Nah, but I think the rest of those characters though would be pretty interesting. Like in terms of like play style. We just know that obviously Ben Grimm would be shitty, but that aside, you know what I'm saying.
Did I tell you about the thing with Doom? So you know his alt costume is like Supreme Doom, right? And he has a team. That Doom has a team. It's a Tiger Division.
Oh, I actually don't know that. I don't know Tiger Division at all. Who's in
so
Tiger Division?
Doom has a team called Tiger Division in Korea. And Luna Snow is one of the members on that team.
Oh no! Oh no!
So when everyone was saying like, "Oh, this is going to be bad guys," I was like, "Well, if they're going to do a Doom team, they have a Doom team, and they're just going to pull because the Supreme Overlord Doom, whatever his name is, the alt skin, that is a comic series. I don't know why, but yeah, he has a superhero team.
Just go Invincible Iron Man with where he's friggin' Iron Man, or just go Sorcerer Supreme Doom, or just go any. Bro, if I see Luna Snow in this,
bro.
Oh my god, brother! If I see, I'm gonna be like man who are moaning about danger. If I see Luna Snow in this fucking game, oh my god, are you serious?
K-pop is all the rage, bro. Would you? I honestly think Luna Snow's getting shoehorned the fuck in this game.
True. That's true. But if I see,
ain't nothing you can do about it.
She better play well, man. If Luna Snow's in this game and she's some shit character, oh my god, my brain's gonna be leaking out my nose, bro. What is going on?
She is. I'm impartial. I don't really mind about Luna Snow, but
yeah,
I don't get the hate for her. Like, it's just a K-pop star with powers. Like,
I hope she's interesting. She's like semi-interesting in like no, she's not on Rivals. Nah, man. Get right here, man.
you guys are old, bro. This is
literally, I'm a boomer. Literally,
No,
literally.
I think she'll be fine. Like I didn't know about her being in the Tiger team or whatever. She's fucking K-pop Demon Hunters is all the rage. She's K-pop.
See?
Like she's a cute girl. Like what is it? Ice Powers or something? Like
yeah.
Yeah, Ice Powers and K-pop,
I can see her being in there for sure. And I don't see why her like. So far, Arxis has done quite well with all the characters, like how they've made them, right? Like I couldn't see a world where when they now do Luna Snow, they make her dry or boring. Like I think they're probably going to keep up the momentum of what they've done so far in terms of like how they're designing characters interestingly.
Right. Yeah, I
think they need to bridge the gap between new heroes and old heroes. I think they need to. I think that's what they did with Kamala Khan.
My thing is Luna Snow is like 8 years old. The character is so new. She's so new.
You mean canonically or like historically?
No. Oh, sorry. I meant historically, she was created like 8 years ago. Like she's like as a character. I don't know. She's probably like 17, 18 or something like that. Probably a 19.
But that's probably the most clever thing they could do, right? Because I think
strike while they
it's quite important for. Say again.
Strike while the iron is hot. You mean?
Well, not even that, but I just think it's quite important for any company that owns like a very old IP. It's very important for them to keep an old IP fresh in the minds and hearts of like young people, right? Like that's why it's quite amazing when you look at Pokemon and how when we were 6 years old, Pikachu and all the Pokemon were exciting, and you look at 5 and 6 year olds now, and they're just as excited about Pokemon that we like the same way that we were 25 years ago, right? And I think being able to keep old IPs fresh in the minds and hearts of newcomers to this planet is very important. And I think maybe adding somebody like Luna Snow is their way of doing that, rather than just having all the old guard people all the time.
Yep, I agree. And you know who was Luna Snow before Luna Snow? Gwenpool. They did the same thing with Gwenpool.
I remember. I mean, listen, Elsa Bloodstone is the same thing. Like I'm sort of like, but I think I see Elsa Bloodstone. Like, I don't know either of these two characters, Elsa Bloodstone or Luna Snow, but I think Elsa Bloodstone's, like, moveset feels more interesting to me. But I'm happy to have a character. If she's, like, all ice powers, right? Because Storm is, like, she has ice powers, but, like, it's, like, one of many of her moves. Like, if it's all ice, I'm interested to see how they would use her. I think they could do interesting stuff with her. But then when, like, people will be like, just put Bobby in the game. Where's Iceman? You put Luna Snow. Like, I wouldn't really care. Me, I'm not, I don't care. Like, if you put either of those two, I don't care. Like, it's just in my mind, I'm like, I don't know, Luna Snow. Like, if I saw the trailer and she's like doing madness, then I'd be like, yeah, cool. You got me. Huh? You got me.
I think Luna Snow is I don't want to say best of a bad bunch, but kind of best of a bad bunch, because you only have a few of those characters that are doing what Charlie says in terms of like bridging. Like before, I said Gwenpool. Actually, before Gwenpool was probably Jubilee. Jubilee was that character to get you into X-Men. Like the whole X-Men cartoon was, oh, we have a new person, Jubilee. That's why we all have to explain stuff that we've known for years because we're X-Men. Like she was like the reason for the narration of X-Men. So I don't know who, maybe America Chavez, but she's only in one film, right? The Doctor Strange film.
I could see them pushing America Chavez more than. In fact,
I would prefer that. To be fair,
you could put America Chavez in, and she could be Young Avengers. You could do that.
I want that. I just don't think there's enough of a physical difference between her and Miss Marvel. Not on a racist thing. Like they art-wise, they are very similar.
I wasn't even thinking about it as a racist thing until you said that.
What does she do?
Her powers are like she can teleport. She makes portals, kind of.
Yeah.
She goes through dimensions, not like places.
Yeah. So she can literally go. She's like one of the core characters in like Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, because she can transcend multiverses, like as a result of like punching through like universes and stuff. So like that's like part of her power. So she's no, No, you could definitely. I would be interested to see how they work someone like that.
She looks like a palette swap for Kamala Khan though. Like it's the same colors, the same hair,
Just make her
the
taller.
same skin tone.
Okay, you're not.
Even though they're different.
You're actually.
Just
You
be
know,
designer.
he's not wrong in what the way he's describing that. Well, I don't know. She does wear kind of similar clothing, but I think they could still probably make it work. Her power set is like interesting enough for me to be like, okay, well, the sort of, but I guess the interdimensional travel thing is like, oh, you could be like, well, we've got, what's it, magic?
Got magic now.
Exactly,
Yeah.
we got magic. So like, do we necessarily need her? Probably not, right? Maybe she can fly. The others can't.
I think her power set is quite difficult to translate into a fighting game. I think.
Yeah. I think it's cool in the comics, but yeah, mechanically it's like she hits hard and she creates portals. So it's like what I punch you so hard that you go through a portal and appear behind me? Sure, in combos that would look fun, but outside of that, yeah, I don't know what you do.
Man said Tiger Division. Do you know? Okay, do you know what? Actually, now that I'm thinking about this, right? Because obviously, I'm thinking of all these. I'm like, who are these guys? Like, yeah, who the fuck is that guy? But I think it's like because I'm compared to Marvel 3 now. It's because the roster was like, what, 44, 46 characters on vanilla, and then they added like
Marvel 3?
Yeah, in vanilla, and then it was like 52 or 50 something by the end. In Ultimate.
Let me double check. I think it was 35 on release. I think.
I'm pretty sure
double check.
did it not go into the 50s by the end? And they added like 9
by
characters.
the end, yeah.
Like
Marvel 2 is 56. Marvel 3 was 36. MVCI was 30, and Dragon Ball was 24 on release.
36, yeah. Well, then that would have meant that it was like what 44, 45 characters. Then let me see. All right, let me check. Because they added like, let me see, Ultimate.
Rosters are getting smaller, but I think the engines we've been working on are also getting, harder to work on. So we can't just have like a bunch of characters. And I know it's like a cop out answer.
No, but it's actually it's very true, and it's something that like I think a lot of the time the general audience doesn't really think about, because they say, well, Marvel 2 had 56 characters. Why are you only giving us 20? But the 20 is what's probably getting people even more heated than they would be. Obviously, in this day and age, with 40 characters, 50 characters, even 70 characters, there's people like, bro, you should have put Cyclops in the game and you put in like Rocket Raccoon. What the hell is this shit, right? They'd still be doing that, right? But I do think that the 20 just riles people up like even more. By the way, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 had 50 characters by the end.
By the end, yeah.
Yeah.
Good game.
So that means it probably had like what? How many characters did it had? Like 11 or something like that. Let me see.
What added?
Yeah, but wait, you said it had 35. 35.
36.
36.
Yeah, 36 at release. So that was vanilla. And then that's probably not including Schumer and Jill.
Schumer and Jill, exactly. So they probably added 12 characters, and then Schumer and Jill makes it 50. All right.
Bro, they actually made Schumer DLC. Should we all just think about that? They made Schumer Garaf DLC.
Bro, and stuff like that is probably what like Arxis is looking at and thinking, we will not make that mistake. Who is buying Schumer? We bought Schumer because comparatively, like, we're like, okay, let's see what he's saying and blah blah.
Yeah.
And also, he had one of the best assists in the game. Jill had nothing to offer, sadly.
But she had fan service.
Yeah, it wasn't.
But
Really
I hear what you're
enough.
saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
She's a cool character. If she like actually worked in that game, it'd be sick. Do you know what I mean? Wait, Wolfie said, "Give me Chavez, finish my team." What's your team then? What Magic, friggin' Danger, America Chavez, and who? Storm. It has to be Storm. I can't really see who else should be playing in this game. I want to see what Wolfie says, but yeah.
I'm looking at my list and I'm like, there's not enough snow bunnies. Maybe you need Mockingbird in there
Snow
somewhere.
bunnies. All right. You said the magic word. Where is Stepford Cuckoos? Let me throw that on the screen right now.
You can't, bro. They're all the same. You can't. That's cheating.
Snow bunny man control. Let me find that right now.
Oh, the picture with Emma Frost. Yeah, do that. Yeah.
All right. Let me do. This is what I threw on there last time when we was doing that stream. Where is the Stepford Cuckoos?
I think they tap into it.
How come we can't see you? Your camera's gone.
Chrome's had enough of me, I think.
No.
Oh,
don't know.
Did I turn you
Destroyed.
off? I don't think I turned you off. Let me see.
My camera's been off for a
Destroyed.
minute.
Yeah, man.
Hang on. Mace cam. Oh yeah, you're right. What the fuck?
All right.
Lit.
Deactivate.
My bad. I'm very sorry.
Be gone.
Oh my
Shadow
god!
realm, dude.
This whole time I just shadow. I was thinking, maybe he's doing something, and that's why it's like not has his camera on, and it's me the whole time. Like, caught
Yeah,
red-handed.
I've
I'm a
been
hater,
looking
bro.
at those things. Oh yeah, yeah. I think Cloak and Dagger might be a. Bro, do you know how many boxes you tick by just putting Cloak and Dagger in your game? They should just do that.
Yeah, I think you're right. And honestly, I'd be happy to see someone like Cloak and Dagger in the game as well. Like that's for me. It's like if you're not gonna give me someone I want, and honestly, before I came into this game saying I don't want anybody, right? Because I've largely been blessed in terms of like the last couple of versus games with characters that I like and have wanted. Vanilla, like Marvel 3 was an insane run. I don't even know how. I was like, Vanilla Marvel 3, people were like, oh, who do you want in the next game? I was like, I don't know. Like, I guess I'm a Hawkeye fan, right? Because Matt Fraction had a great run. And I love Doctor Strange. And, oh man, do you know what'd be great if they gave like Taskmaster his like Udon Taskmaster comic run skin, and I got all three of those things. I was like, well, cool. I can't ask for anything ever again. Literally, don't ask me for shit. Like, word to Harada. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, I got Black Widow in MVCI, so it's like now I'm just like, cool. Maybe I just shouldn't ask for anything anymore because I've largely been blessed, so I'm okay, right? And yeah, that's why. But now I'm still getting characters, so I don't know what to say. Oh, there she is. All right, cool. Let's get her on the screen. There we go.
Close your eyes. Everyone else.
There you go. Snow Bunny Mind Control. Put it right in the middle. Oh yeah, can you see her on YouTube? I think you can probably see it.
Maybe it's delayed. I guess it will show up soon.
Yeah, it'll show up soon. But yeah. So yeah. Wait.
Oh, I see now.
Storm Danger Magic and America Chavez. Yeah. Yeah, I think largely I think run what Charlie's saying in the whole like just go for like a character that's gonna either fit one of their archetypes or just challenge them, and that'll be, you know, I think and I think Mace, you should probably be too, right? When you played against the producer, it felt like he let you play to see if you knew what you're doing. Once he knew what you're doing, he started to actually play the game against you, and he was doing like grimy shit. So I was like, this is actually this is comforting to be like, he's like, cool, let's I'm gonna show you how this game is played, and then he's like actually showing you. It's actually pretty cool.
A dev that can play fighting games is that was super interesting, because normally you can play a dev and lose and go, well, they just played it more than I have. They've had more time in the game.
Yes,
but he could switch up, where someone who's played a game a long time, like a dev, they can't switch. They can only play at the one level. He was like, oh, you understand this is an overhead. Okay, let's play the fighting game.
Literally.
So yeah, that was sick. That was sick. And apparently it's paid off, doing the what was it, the survey at the end. They seem to have listened. And I don't think they wanted to. I think there was a big intention with the whole like Larry assist thing, but people said they don't like it, and they went, cool, we'll change it then.
Do you think it was that negative that they were just forced to respond?
I think they had no other choice.
Maybe
it was like, bro, it was everyone. Like, it was everyone saying it.
It really was everyone. Yeah.
And it also could have been perhaps even internally, the tides could have shifted internally as well. Maybe initially when they made the Lariat assist, they were gung-ho about it, but then time, like with the combination of time progressing and also the beta going out and then the survey, they're probably like, yeah, we can't, there's enough voices out there, both outside and internally, that we can't ignore this anymore.
I think you're right. Oh, and by the way, my Brotherhood picks was like Rogue, Sabretooth, and Dark Beast. Shouts to Mace.
I'm for it. Yeah, I'm for it. At the moment, I'm in that phase. I think everyone's in that phase where they're like just wishing, I want Spiral, because it'll be cool. But then I'm thinking, how do I fit her in? But we haven't got enough information to do that anyway. Until we find out who the big bad is, I think it's just hopes and dreams.
Look at the screen right now, bro. Look at the gauntlet. Look at the grey hands. I'm telling you, man. It's gonna be champion, and we're all gonna be upset.
It's not gonna be champion. I actually will put so many zeros. Any currency points you want to put on, it's not champion.
Any currency. How about you save that money, right? You put it in that savings account, you build it up, and then you bet on Fantastic Four. Yeah, all 4 of them Fantastic Four, bro. By season 2, we're seeing all 4 of them, bro. I'm telling you, it's happening, bro. Now we're bringing it back, bro. We're here.
It's not a good investment, man. It's
not a good investment.
Yeah.
Not clever. It's not clever.
It's like buying Bitcoin at 10p, bro.
Me no one. I don't want
You know
it.
what? Well, okay, we'll see.
You know what?
I'm interested. I think that one and Blades are the 2 where I'm like pinning my flag to the mast. Like I expect at least. One is 1 character and the other is 4, right?
What's happening?
What's that?
Yeah, it's not happening. Neither of them.
The Cope Alchemist over here.
Cope Alchemist. Come on.
That's toxic. You can't say that. Not on his stream as well. That's not.
Nah. Crash it on me, bro. It's all good. It's equal opportunities.
Cope Alchemist.
Everyone.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? The hands are rated E for everyone.
I think you've got a better chance in Mr. Fantastic being the big bad as the maker than him being in the game as base roster. Ain't no way. You've got more chance of the maker, him being the person in that silhouette, than him making it in the game. There's just no point. Just don't do it, bro. Like, I don't want to be that guy. It's a wasted slot. It's actually a wasted slot to put the Fantastic.
So who else could you really like? Okay, in terms of villains, yeah. I feel like you're kind of saying what Ultron. You could say, you were saying, he could team up with Danger, right? In one of the team ups.
That did happen, but I don't think it's Ultron because Ultron was the main villain in MVCI, and I think Arx is going to be like, nah, not doing that again.
True. Could you show me the silhouette by the way that you were talking about?
I could see them making up a villain, like an original character villain. I could see that happening.
Maybe.
I can see it too, but I just didn't want to invoke it.
Maybe.
I think it could happen.
It totally could happen. I don't want it to.
I just think if they give me Brother Voodoo or Scarlet Witch, I'd be very, very happy with that. Brother Voodoo is very obscure. Like, I think you would have gotten a similar response from me if they showed Brother Voodoo done with Danger. But Danger was just so unexpected. Like, it took me even like half a second to like my brain, like the cogs to turn to be like, oh my God, I recognize that character. Like, who is, that's me, you know what I mean? Like, but with like, and Brother Voodoo is a similar thing, I think. But I think if they put Brother Voodoo and not Doctor Strange, I think by now Doctor Strange's got enough of a sort of like, a following to be like, bro, who is this like, you know what I mean? The acronym. Who is this higher?
Who is this DEI?
There he is.
Strange?
There he
That's
is.
what I'm gonna say, yeah.
There he is.
Unfortunately.
Yep. That's exactly what I'll say. Mm-hmm. So fair enough, boy. Well, those are the picks. Oh wait, have you showed me the?
I was trying to send it.
Bro, what is this malware that you sent me, bro? Bro, even Discord,
Malware.exe, bro.
Even Discord was like potentially dangerous download. Like, what is?
Yeah. Dead that. Insta dead. Hold on. Wrong file.
Oh my days. Yeah, but we've mostly covered basically everything we were going to talk about pretty much. I mean, stage discussion. I guess we can save it for next time because I think that will come up again, but it's just not going to be like in the current.
I think it would have been good if we got into the. I don't think there's time now, but
Yeah.
It would have been good if we got into the article thing that the guy that we read. The one that you said.
Shit. I forgot about that.
We didn't get into that, and but yeah, I think we can't really. That deserves a much more longer chunk of time. I think dedicated to it.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, listen, we can run that and like a 2xKO topic maybe next time. I mean, we could probably do something if you guys have time. Like in the near future, we can run another one.
Yeah,
run a little bonus. Yeah, and we can talk about that. I think largely we milked this one dry. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't milk the Blade hate absolutely dry. It's like to the bone right now, arid.
Completely fair and logical Blade hate, might I add.
Yeah. Okay, so if you're talking about that, okay, so the silhouette you showed me, right, of Gladiator being held up, I initially was like, it looks like Adam Warlock, but then once I started to see the hands and everything, I was like, nah. And even Champion's hair doesn't necessarily look like that. So I'd also say, in terms of what you're saying, I could also believe that it wouldn't necessarily be.
He's got shirt sleeve rolled up. That's not Champion. There's no way it's Champion.
All right, let me get some pictures of Champion just real quick.
And Magus
before we wrap it up.
is Warlock. He's Adam Warlock, but evil. That's what I'm saying. It's more likely to be him.
Wolfly Player says Marvel players ignore other games and topics and hyper focus on Marvel. Seems like a day that ends in Y. Look at this guy. Look at this troll, bro. This guy's trying to rage bait us into like an extra hour's discussion. Like, meanwhile, like Charlie's got to get up in the morning. Like, you know what I'm saying? We can't do that to him. But you know, maybe on the not working tomorrow. Chinese New Year. No. Oh, happy Chinese New Year. All right, cool. Oh. But bonus episode, boys. We're going until like okay, we can't do that. I didn't realize that. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Oh, so it's actually on the 16th of February this year. Cool. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. No, I hear you in terms of. Oh, one sec. I had to reject that. Yeah, I don't know, man. I would say, in terms of roster, I don't know, man. It's just so up in the air. Okay. Let's ask this basic question. Do you think the general audience at large is going to be satisfied or dissatisfied with the base roster by launch?
Yes.
And obviously, yeah, go on. Mm-hmm.
I
That's
think
my answer.
no. Ooh. I think. Wait, do you mean satisfied in terms of who's there, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, of course, you're always going to get a contingent of people who's like, my character's not there, right? Cyclops fans are going to be like, this game sucks. Like, he's not even in the game. Like, why even buy it, right?
Yeah. I think the answer for me is no, but not necessarily because of the roster, but because of the 20 limitation. I think that's gonna. I mean, even now, that's rubbing a lot of people the wrong way, right? So, I think even if you had like the most optimized, safest roster of 20, I think that it's just. I think the limitation in the number is what would probably make people not be satisfied in the roster.
Right. And I say that because I'll find one of the Reddit threads that I was looking at. I'll leave the name. Well, not even necessarily to leave the name anonymous, but where is it? It was basically him saying, like, guys, don't you feel like this game has like all the hype drained out of it? Like, the characters they've picked, and they've taken so long to show characters, and you know, they were saying a few things, but largely they were like, you know, guys, don't you feel like the hype's gone? And I was like, I don't think the hype's gone. I mean, look, even right now, just someone saying 7 minutes ago, just a question, who is Magic? You know, I think those types
what we live in.
I mean, no, but those types of questions, like, I feel like are gonna probably get asked at least 3 more times before this roster's done, and maybe it might sort of have people think, man, you did this, but you should have just, you know what I mean? You should have just given me this character. Like, why have you wasted this slot? Like, and you know, it feels like, obviously we've been whipsawing, right? The game was the best thing in the world when it first got announced. Then it was the worst thing in the world by Beta 2, and now we're sort of like, you know, we're sort of like, oh, we're looking like it's looking up again. It's looking up, but I'm not too sure. I think no as well.
I think it's looking up because we've just got the State of Play trailer, right? But prior to that, like me and you were talking about how the space between the announcement was definitely a bit too long. So I think that I don't think it's gone up and down as much as you're saying. I think it's just it was up at launch, and then the drought made it go down, and now it's up again. Right. I think it's just like up, down, up, I would say. So
okay, no. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I think that's largely it. I think I had like one or two other like saved posts I was gonna maybe bring up, but I think they're basically let me see what I had. Fun fact, but Robbie Reyes isn't possessed by a spirit of vengeance, but by his satanic uncle. That was one for Mace. Where's the other one? Nope, can't find the other one. Yeah.
I think his name's I think he calls him Sparky.
Sparky, yeah? What, he calls his uncle Sparky, or his uncle calls him Sparky?
Robbie calls the other. He calls the Ghost Rider version of himself Sparky
Oh, I see.
because he
Alright,
talks
cool.
to him. Yeah, they've kind of done like a Ghost Rider / Legion thing with him. Oh, they should put Legion in the game. I don't know.
Yeah. Legion would be interesting.
That's another like open source character because they can literally do anything. He's got like 60 different personalities with different individual powers. But that sounds like something artists will go, oh, that sounds like a cool idea.
Yeah. Bro, I'm seeing man
That
say
reminds
like Misty Knight and shit. Like, get Misty Knight out of here, man. And she's cool and all, but she's literally just like Spencer, but a black woman. And
I
have
can
no
see
problem
them.
with that. But
Given that it's Axis, I can see them putting a puppet character as well, but I just don't know who it would be. But I think there would be a puppet character in the base roster somehow.
Silver Surfer.
ooh, that's a good thought. Who would that be?
Silver Surfer.
It'll be the driest puppet character, but yeah, that's a good point.
Much more,
hate us.
you gotta have him much more personified than that. Much more like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
come on, man. The puppet is an inanimate object, a surfboard. Come on now. I mean, it works. He does use it in that way, but it's trash.
Okay, as long as we can admit that it works.
Yeah,
The
it
way you
does
said,
work.
like, why would they do that? Like, what I was saying was crazy. It makes perfect sense. He controls the board.
No, yeah, you're definitely right. But yeah, hopefully there's another. Hopefully they don't go down that path.
I tell you what, like, Cloak and Dagger would be the puppet character, right? You just make like
Yeah.
Cloak the puppet, and like Dagger's the one who like sort of is much more, you know, mobile and just like jumps around and stuff. I think that probably would make, because I'm like, I don't know why I'm struggling to think of like a character who would fit the puppet archetype. It feels like there should be like,
Kitty Pride would be a good one.
oh,
I think
Kitty Pryde,
Cloak
yes.
and Dagger should be stance changes.
Oh yeah.
Shadowcat. Kitty Pride.
Shadowcat. Oh man,
Yeah.
She has the little pet dragon. Like,
yeah, like Lockheed. If you really wanted me to give a list of characters where I would like to see those characters in the game, Brother Voodoo, Kitty Pryde, who else was I saying? Brother Voodoo, Kitty Pryde, Scarlet Witch, Kate Bishop, and there's like one more that I can't think of right now. But like those would be like largely the ones that I think would make a lot of sense. But I think Hawkeye or Kitty Pryde has to. It's one of those characters where if you're not going to put them in, you put Taskmaster, and Taskmaster doesn't really have that weight anymore. So it's going to be Hawkeye. I think I could actually probably stake my reputation on someone like a Hawkeye or a Kate Bishop being in the game. I know Hawkeye's a pretty like basic take, right? But like Kate Bishop, I think would be like more likely. I think definitely.
Do you know, a funny puppet character would be Falcon with Red
I was
Wings.
just about to say that, bro. With the that would
come
be the
on,
most.
Red Wing.
He might be worse. That might be worse than the surfboard. Than Silver
Good.
Surfer.
I
Okay.
think Arxis would literally be rage baiting at that point. They would literally be like
Yeah.
20 characters, and you've got like Red Wing just flying around in the sky. Oh, imagine. No, man. Nah.
That would be horrendous.
Don't worry. Psylocke DLC. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure.
Hopefully, she could be a puppet as well. She could do some butterfly, fucking psychic butterfly nonsense or whatever. But actually, no, that probably won't
You
go
don't
down
want
path. Yeah.
I mean, she's basically only really played one way in like the fighting games, but like I suppose they would just probably just retool her completely, right? And I think
Psylocke.
literally like Psyblast, Psyblade, and that's basically it. Yeah. So I don't really think so. I think
They'll just make her Chip Zenith.
oh yeah, you're right.
Just
Well,
make her-
yeah,
make her
you're
the
right.
James version
Yeah.
of Chip.
No, 100%. Yeah. Who else would do that?
Alpha Blade.
Beta Blade. Oh my days. Juggernaut, I see a lot of people, like, few people are saying Juggernaut. I think people are largely, like, resigned to the fact that, like, Juggernaut wasn't really getting to this game anytime soon. Oh, I just forgot about one. Dr. Octopus.
Oh, for Spider-Man? Oh, yeah.
Dr. Octopus.
Yeah. That would be good. That would be sick.
I think after Venom, I think Doc Ock is, like, highly likely, to be honest with you. If not, like, I think if not in base roster, then probably in like the first season of DLC. I think
The spiral function too.
exactly.
Like I can imagine his hard punch just being hit hard punch, and then he just hits with all 8 of his limbs, like for 8. Yeah, that could be sick.
Yeah.
I don't want him just because I would rather have Omega Red. But yeah, it is an archetype that needs to be covered. I'd rather have Omega Red than Doc Ock.
Yeah, Omega
Oh,
Red.
I'd rather have Spiral
Omega
over both
Reds.
of them.
This ain't 1994. What the hell is this? Get out of here, man.
But you're invoking Dr. Octopus.
Doc Ock at least is like Alpha
But Doc-
Molina in the films. You know what I mean? People remember him.
He's more current for sure.
Yeah, man.
Okay,
like,
fair.
you know what I mean? You got wait. Let me see who else is in this list of characters that I can't scroll on stream, but I'll just take a look and see. Drax the Destroyer.
Kang, give me Kang, bro.
Kang the Conqueror. I mean, listen, if well, the less said the better. You know what I'm about to allude to. If that didn't happen, then then we probably would be I think basically they'd be throwing Kang the Conqueror in literally everything. Who's this? All right, Songbird. Howard the Duck has already got like the little thingy, the little avatar, so that's not going to happen. Inhumans, we were saying, but Inhumans they tried. I think because they tried and failed with Inhumans, they might just be like, nah, we're just going to leave it. I'm not going to bother.
Maybe. I hope not, but maybe.
You really think? I mean, I think one Inhuman is probably the furthest they can take it. I don't think they can go any further than that. I don't think they can go Team Inhumans.
Black Bolt.
I think, literally Black Bolt, and it would have to be Illuminati, right?
Yeah.
Oh! What if they do Illuminati?
Doom's not on the Illuminati. I mean, they could make him part of the Illuminati because Reed came off of it because he's the maker now in the storyline.
No, because okay, that's true. Maybe it'd be a DLC because I was thinking in my head, like, if you do Illuminati, you could get away. You guys will get your good future where you only get Reed Richards and no one else, right? You could go Reed Richards, Namor, who else is in Illuminati?
Beast.
Strangers in Illuminati.
And Xavier.
Was Beast in there? Yeah, Xavier. Thank you,
Yeah.
Xavier. And like like one or two others, right? Like, I think it could work.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I think.
Okay. There's loads of ways for me to get my character. Is if I will. If people like Charlie are at the helm, I won't get my Silver Surfer. So then I can't get Team
You wouldn't get
Defenders.
Punisher either. You'd be like, bro, it's just guns. Like, what do you
No,
want?
I would. Punisher would be sick. I think
Oh, you like Punisher?
Punisher
Yeah.
would be dope.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
not-
literally just,
it's not-
okay.
it's
Why
not-
do you like? Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead. So, why do I like Punisher?
Well, yeah, why is
because-
Punisher okay, but not Silver Surfer?
Because I'm not just thinking about them whether I like the character as a person. I'm also, in fact, I'm mostly thinking about how they would function in a fighting game.
Yeah.
And I just think Silver Surfer in a fighting game is just dry. Like his powers are dry. His physical form is not that interesting. At least Punisher, you've got like he could be the Cable of the game, right? With like just whipping out Viper beams and scimitar and when he throws the electric bomb that stops you in midair, right? Like Punisher could fit all of that. With Silver Surfer.
True. The sound effects are good.
Bald nigga. That's what Silver Surfer is. Why you like that's him, bro.
Oh my goodness! Look, okay, no, I hear it, but I think I don't know. He's the most like guns. He's like in Overwatch. He's like the Soldier 76 of like the whole roster. Like it's just like you like guns. Here's some guns. There you go.
But think about like, because remember we're talking about the developers that have fucking what's her name, Elfelt. You've got like a whole unwielding when I think of Punisher and how they can anime a fight, like think of all the animes where there's characters summoning weapons out of nowhere,
right?
And how like fun that can be, right? Then you compare that to fucking, it's laughable when you compare that to Silver Surfer. Like there's just not as much that can be done with that. You know what I mean,
I blame the MCU for Charlie's take, and that's okay.
So
yeah, maybe in the comics he does a lot more, but
it's the films. I can't hate. If I only watch the films, I'd also say the same thing. The coolest thing he does is he phases through a building, which doesn't do much in a fighting game.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Do you know why Silver Surfer and like Doc Ock would be cheeky, right? From Arxis is because they were characters that were supposed to be in Marvel 3, but they get scrapped. Human Torch is also supposed to be in there, but like I think it was like he basically was crashing the game. Like the effects was like too much, so they just end up putting like Super Squadron instead. But also shout outs to Shogun. There you go. There's another Lockjaw fan, right? You got two Lockjaw fans, right?
Shout.
Mason and Shogun. Shout out to Shogun. So if they put them in, that would be like quite a cheeky statement. But basically, Silver Surfer was supposed to be the fastest character in Marvel 3, but just didn't happen. And I think Doc Ock, like in terms of like animations, I just couldn't really get it to work at the time. So I'd be interested to see both of those characters work.
Ogondo said, "Could Doom team be a Fantastic Four team? Doom, Sue, Thing, and Johnny."
Nah.
I believe that Doom could be the leader of Fantastic Four, but it just wouldn't have the. It would just be It would be Doom, Skrull, and who did I say before? Malice
Reed.
Oh, Malice,
and
yeah.
and someone else. I don't think it would be Sue, Thing, or Johnny. It's just too many of the Trash Four in there for
The
that to happen.
trash four.
Way
Look,
too many.
listen. The only thing I will actually give Yulan in terms of the Fantastic Four not being in the game is like the overlap between Reed Richards and like Miss Marvel, like Kamala Khan. That's basically it.
Oh, the stretchy power thing.
Yeah, like
Oh,
that's basic. If she wasn't there, then I'd be like, he's 1,000,000% like gonna be in the start, like in the base roster, or Guardians team with Doom. The problem is, it's like Doom, like he doesn't often associate with anybody, and it's why I was starting to think to myself like they might not even do a Doom team at all, but they probably will. But like I was thinking to myself, well, if they don't do one for him, then you'll get like a champion, and then he doesn't ally with somebody, and then do another villain, he don't ally with anybody, and they might not do a whole let's team up. It might just be like, I'm the main like sort of character of this trailer, and I'm just like battering everybody. Like it might just be that, you know, it's very possible. Wait, Guardians team of Doom since Star-Lord doesn't appear to be a captain. Well, yeah.
See it.
Yeah, I could see it. Yeah, I could see
That's
it.
why I said just
I don't wait. Does Doom have anything to do with Guardians? Like really, ever?
No, not really.
Not really. I mean, like Doom's closest affiliation, if you really want to sort of like shoehorn him to somebody, is Doctor Strange when he did Triumph and Torment.
Yeah.
That was when he went to go save the soul of his mother, and he needed Strange's help, and then like they teamed up. That was like the only time like they've teamed up. Other than that, it's been
He's also tried to get with Storm.
Oh, like in a relationship?
I don't remember that.
Oh shit!
I'll find the comic. I can't remember what it was.
Not
but
a
yeah.
ship I would have expected.
Yeah, it's pretty recent as well. She wasn't having none of it though.
Listen, I mean, if there's gonna be like one relationship with Storm that I would accept, it would be the Wolverine one. I always found the Wolverine one to be very interesting.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that was
What?
early Claremont. It was like Wolverine Storm, because like obviously early Wolverine, he was even more of a wild man than he is in the sort of later stuff. The later stuff, like more current Wolverine, he's just like he's almost like Hugh Jackman in a sense. He's just too cool. Like, and I think in that one he was more like 5 foot, kind of like Mace was saying, 5 foot tall, really just like wild and savage. But like Storm was just like very regal, very like sort of strong presence that he can't like talk to like anyone else. So I always find the dynamics quite interesting. It's like, how do they navigate each other's like sort of personalities? And that's always what I find interesting, more so than him just being like, you know, a simp to Jean Grey like over and over again. Shit's trash.
It's not cool.
I mean, I've never found it cool, like at all.
I guess we're wrapping up in a minute, but I just wanted to say we never spoke about Thanos, but I don't think it's Thanos because of what the dev said to me.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. There was I think you had mentioned, what was it you said? I mean, you remember like more clearly.
When I was trying to obviously get information out of him, he was super tight-lipped, and I mentioned Thanos, and he said something about he can say that he doesn't see Thanos being in the game because of the timeline that they're working from.
Right.
Thanos does have a son, but they might throw his son in there. And when I saw Kamala, I was like, okay, I understand, because Kamala's not in MCU. Chavez is, but Kamala's not, and that's where Thanos is. So I think he was saying like the timelines don't match for that version of villains.
So
yeah,
what would you think of Sentry being in the game instead? Like,
Sentry makes more sense. I just don't think Sentry. Maybe this is a misfire on my part. I just don't think Sentry could do what we're going to see in the trailer right now, where he blows up a planet. Like, he literally, what's that move they do in Dragon Ball? Gogeta does, when he throws the stardust and then
that rainbow ball, right? The stardust explodes in 5 seconds. Yeah,
the planet disintegrates into pixie dust within a second. I don't think Sentry can do that. That's why I don't think it's Sentry. Maybe the Void can. Maybe the Void can.
I think if we're gonna go by the like narrative aspect of it, yeah, and be like, okay, we have to work around this narrative. Don't you think like Nova's just unavoidable then as a character? He has to be in the base roster.
I agree.
Yeah.
I feel Arxis look at him and go, Dick Rider's dry. Yeah. Dick Rider's dry.
Yeah, no, he's dry as well.
That was
almost more drier than Silver Surfer.
Dick Rider's dry is crazy, but yeah, it was
that's his name. I don't know what you mean.
Listen,
his name is Dick Rider.
Charlie don't do pause anymore, so we can't pause it.
Yeah, no. The coolest thing about him is his battle cries when he does the move. Centurion Rush. Like, that's cool, but if you play him on mute, he's dead. He's a dead
blazes.
No
I'm awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Thor and Loki in the same team might be not same team, but same game would be cool. I would like to see Loki for sure. But I think other than that, like I'm starting to sort of struggle for like I don't agree with when you initially said we're out of nukes, but I sort of see what you're saying when I scroll through the characters. Like it's not like it's almost like they blew their load at the start. Almost like that.
I think we've got a lot of nukes for villains. I think Null's a big nuke. And I think the villain nukes are way more powerful because with villains, people are more inclined to be like, well, what makes them so bad? So even if you don't know what Gore, the God Butcher, does, you're like, his name's the God Butcher. What does he do?
Yeah.
Why is he such a threat? Or Null, like he's like the father of all symbiotes. What does that mean? Like, I think villain nukes are way stronger, way stronger.
I actually think that's a fair, I think that's actually fair logic in the sense of like they're willing to let the villain show why he's evil and why he should be feared. But with heroes, you're just like, who is this? This is not like my favorite character. Like, I kind of agree with that.
Do you think somebody like Null would be like? Do you think they're gonna put a limitation on the power? Like, I feel like somebody like Null might be too powerful, whereas somebody like Gore would be acceptable.
Yep.
Like,
I agree with you. I agree with you. Like, it is a case of, they are doing their own version of the character, but someone like Gore, I think it could be Gore or Null. With their just spin on it, right? Because I said that the guy's wearing like a suit or a shirt. I could see them going, oh yeah, this Null guy, I know what you've seen of him, but we're Arxis, bro. You see what we've done to Danger? Danger doesn't look like anything that they did in the comics. Not even close. So I think they would look at someone like Gore and go, what if, we gave him a shirt, kind of John Wicked him up, and he's doing the John Wick thing just with gods.
So
and now he's got a reason to do it to planets.
Because I think I get I see what you're getting at, but I think what they've done with Danger is pretty much an animation. They animified a cyborg or like an AI robot, right? And when you take, because I've seen the Danger picture in the comics, and I look at Danger in this game, they've literally just animated. It's still conceptually it's still the same. So I think if they did do Null, I reckon he would just look like a very. They would do a similar thing, but whatever the anime equivalent of a dark, vampiric-looking monster god kind of guy, they would just take the anime path of that, which might not be. It wouldn't be that much of a departure, I don't think. Like, I don't think they would. I think they would keep it within the same pathway, but just with a different art style, similar to what they did with Danger.
So
maybe maybe you're right. I think they're gonna try and push the limit to what they can do, because I think at first people saw Iron Man and went, "That's a Gundam. That's not Iron Man." But now it looks in place. It looks in place with the rest of the cast. It's like when you look at people individually, they look a bit more like out of place in Tokon. But when you look at them as a collective, you can't really tell the difference. Like Cap looks like, I can imagine Cap looking like that. But then you look at his classic costume, you're like, oh, they really changed up Cap in this game. So yeah, you could be right. Maybe they are a bit closer than I think to like the source material. I just think with a big bad, they're purposefully going to take a new spin on why they are bad. But that's just, I've got no basis for that.
No, I don't think you have no basis. Like, the story is largely going to propel them, right? It's going to explain it. And when you, like, I didn't care about friggin', like, no, I didn't, no, not Null. Who was it in Ultimate Alliance 3? I forget who the villain was in Ultimate Alliance 3. It was the same one that was in, I want to say, I don't know if it was 4 or it was Doctor Strange, but it was like largely characters I felt like I didn't care about. But I was like, well, let's see why they're here. Do you know what I mean? Like, why are you here? That's effectively it. Why are you giving me, like, what's the reason you're about to give me as why we should even care? Go Butcher could be cool. Yeah, there you go. Shogun. Also, Shogun was saying Sam Alexander Nova or Amadeus Cho Hulk for a Champions team with Miss Marvel, maybe Spider-Man. And they already have Danger, but Bastion, Omega Sentinel could have been cool robot types, or Nimrod.
Yep, I think they're all better robots, respectfully. I think Nimrod and Bastion are way better, but
listen,
they're a little bit evil.
Put the genie back in the bottle. It's too late.
Yep,
yeah.
Too late now. We got a synth. We got Robot Woman. It's
Listen, it's like someone's handed me like I don't know, like a friggin' hot, like I don't even know, bro. Some kind of food or something that I've never thought of that I didn't know I wanted, and I'm like, of course I want this, right? Like, but I never thought about it until like you handed it to me. Like, it's fantastic. But like I said, I don't think they can do too many more. I think maybe 3 more deep cuts is like the best they can do, because if they keep going, it's just going to be way too much. Because people were trying to compare this to like Fighters, and they were going, oh, Fighters didn't have much of a roster. It was like, what, 23 characters or something? Or was it less than that on release?
20. It was more than 20. I think it was more than 24. Hold on, I had it written down somewhere.
On release, base roster.
Yeah, basically, I'm pretty sure it was 24.
Wow. See, 24, I think is just right. Like in
Yes,
this
he's right.
in this day and age. 24. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And people were trying to go, oh, they had Nappa and what's that, bro? Like, these are significant guys. Even though, like, yeah, like power scaling wise, he might not be too strong. It's like those are still significant characters in like early arcs and stuff like that. Like, for what they're doing here, it's like they really need to knock it out of the park with these next couple of characters. Otherwise, I just don't see how it's gonna work. But I mean, in the end, we've got how many? Wait, 5 months left.
Is it only 5 months?
No, 6 months. Wait, 6 months. I think 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
6 months, 9 characters. Probably do what, 3 at a time? 3 reveals. 3 characters, maybe.
See, this is what I was trying to think though. Now they've set that precedent. Is that what they're gonna keep doing? I don't think so.
Probably not. I think it's better to just. I think that it's a bit sinister. I'm not gonna lie, but they should look around, look at the environment, and go, "Oh, people are hating on this game. There you go. There's a little character reveal for you guys." I think.
Wait, what's the fantastic four meme? But say that again. A bit sinister. Yeah, say that again. What'd you say? A bit sinister.
Yeah.
Oh, you're hating on a tag game? How about we slip you some Snow Bunny? There you go. Look, there's Cloak and Dagger. I think that's how they should do it.
I think it probably softens the blow if you have a character like that in the game now that it's like she's been in Rivals. Do you know what I mean? But like people might just be like, but there's like 20 other blondes you could have had. You could have had Emma Frost. You could have had this and that. See, Emma Frost I think would have been a more popular pick. Actually, I think should have been a fairly satisfying pick for people. Like, not like, not like, like I don't want Cyclops anymore. Like, they're always gonna want Cyclops, but like less upset. They're like, that's kind of interesting. Do you know what I mean?
I think Cloak and Dagger would be more interesting, but obviously it depends on what they do. But the whole stance changing in between 2 characters, I think would be cool.
Yeah. No, fair enough. Well, I think that's that then. So, if anything, if you guys have time, maybe next week or sometime during the week, we can run into that discussion. Because even though obviously it's just those tweets have just been happening now with what's his name? Weetabix?
Oh, 6 Weetabix.
6 Weetabix, yeah. I mean, it's happening now. Obviously, the conversation's going on now. But I mean, if there's time for you guys, like we can maybe get into it shortly. In another time, not today. And we'll do that and maybe the 2XKO discussion. But for now, I think we're pretty much done with the... Let me just check the comments 1 sec. Make sure we're all good on both sides. If there's any questions, please write them down. If not, forever hold your peace and we are going to be done for the day. So let me just check that real quick. We have got Shogun saying... I'm glad they got their large sword character archetype out of the way. Yeah. Don't disagree with that. And let me see on YouTube. Oh, we actually had a couple on. And just some stuff just to see from Hype Monkey there. Shout out to Hype Monkey. We do need some big body characters though. Which I actually do agree. I might not like big body characters, but I actually do agree with that. I do think we could do with some more big body characters. And Onslaught would be a cool boss again. See, I also agree. Wait. Let me see this. 1 sec. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I mean, Onslaught would have been a cool character, but ultimately, I just don't really think it's going to be happening. So, yeah, I think that is it. I think we're pretty much all done. Any last words from you guys before we just get mass executed?
Yeah, nothing from me.
Everything up.
All right, then. Well, this has been Talkin Tokon episode 4. Hope you have enjoyed what you've heard. And do give the guys here a follow. Myself at Chrome Alchemist on Twitter. Advancing Guard TV is the YouTube, and Chrome Alchemist on the Twitch. So do give any of those a follow. Mace C4, where can they find you?
I am C4IQ on stuff. Twitter, YouTube, Twitch.
On stuff, got you. Yeah.
On stuff, yeah. On the medias.
All right, cool. And yourself, Mr. Charlie?
My Twitter is at EBCharlie, and everything else is Earthbender Charlie, YouTube and Twitch. Yeah.
Cool. Very nice. So, Talkin Tokon episode 4. We'll be back soon enough, I'm sure, when there's more stuff to talk about for Marvel. But until then, if you see us again between that time, it's either going to be that I finally got that little tier maker site working on stream, or we're talking about current FGC events, of which there are always many. So, until then, stay out of trouble. It's been emotional. And tune in next time. Safe you, man. Hope you enjoyed. And he has thrown up the gang signs no jutsu. Yeah, do it. Vogue. Jeez. Young Fug.
It's a Vogue, Just start whacking out here.
Catch you, man, later. Hope you enjoyed. Safe.